Gonna wait a couple minutes for people to get in. Pretty feeling pretty extremely fatigued, a little bit under the weather. So yeah, I'll try to keep this going for a couple hours. Got some drinks, so I'm just gonna wait for people to come in. Excuse me. All right. Hey, oh, this is the first viewer. Welcome, welcome. What's up, man? Bruda Osas. Bruda Osas. That's quite a username. Is that from that African meme? The hardest name in Africa. Hey, yeah, I'm good. Just trying to keep it together. I'm at my last week on my job. Extremely tired, man. Extremely fatigued. So yeah, yeah. Sorry if I look a little bit terrible. Haven't been getting much sleep. Hello, everyone. Welcome, Derek, Miri, Derek, 1977. Yeah, I'm trying to do this once a month. Trying to keep myself going. It's been very very difficult, but I'm near the end. So yeah, I just got 5 more shifts left. Thank you, Brudel says. Been watching you since September 2023. It's a while, like over 2.5 years, almost 2.5 years. Oh, thank you so much for your support. So, wait, September 2023. Yeah, that's a long time ago. Back then, I probably only had like 2,000 subs. So yeah, you've been watching my videos for a long time. Thank you so much for your support. Uh, how much do you make a year in total? From just this channel, not very much. I'm still a very small channel. I get like $1,000 a month. Obviously, I have a full-time job, so this is like a second income. But yeah, I will be leaving my job soon because like right now I can't. I want to grow my audience. I want to grow my channel and improve my contents. It's just I'm working all the time, and yeah, it's just like trying to juggle 2 full-time jobs at the same time. That's why I'm feeling miserable all the time. So yeah, I'll be leaving. So next week is my last week, and so hopefully I can take some time to regroup and get some rest. And I need to obviously get my fitness back. I've been just completely gone off the rails. No time to exercise. Last time I went out for a run was all the way back in October. It's been over 4 months, so it's been pretty terrible. Yeah, just have absolute zero time. So yeah, I think things will be so much better. Take some time. I booked like a massage appointment because right now my entire body's just seeming being in pain. Past 9 months, I've been working every single day nonstop. So yeah, I'm grinding away, and so yeah, who was the yeah, so Karakala K, that's the if you asked. So yeah, I make roughly $1,000 a month, right? Being 100% honest, I'm pretty small channel. It's like if you want to go from absolutely nothing to like making contents full time, I mean it's a long and difficult grind. It's gonna take many years, right? So but luckily enough for me, I can afford to move to a different part of the world where I can survive on $500 a month. So that's why I'm moving overseas. I'll be in China for a while because life is just too expensive here. So okay, Sam Lee 6618. I try to watch videos, but some topics don't interest me. Yeah, I want to try to experiment with some different niches, but it's difficult. Like a lot of people complain, they say, "Oh, how come you always like race baiting?" But like I've uploaded some videos. For example, I uploaded one video on the place where James Cameron visited that inspired the movie franchise Avatar. So I did like a video tour, and there I think that video was what 17 minutes. That video got like less than 2,000 views. It's like one of my worst performing videos like ever in the past 2 years. So it's very difficult, right? People complain and say, "Oh, why do you always talk about snow bunnies or something?" But when you talk about something else, and people just they're not interested. And if you keep posting videos that just performs terribly, and the algorithm will stop pushing out your videos, then obviously then your channel dies off. So it's very difficult to find the balance. I will need some time to regroup and do a lot of research and see, how can I expand on certain niches, because like some of the topics have completely dried up. Like how much can I talk about, oh, Asian women, they feel so inferior, right? They want to be white so bad, right? That's why they want to race mix all the time. So there's a certain limit that I pretty much dried up every single basically little, like all the subheadings you can think of, every single bullet point that you can list out, right? Every single perspective. So at some point your topic has to expand. And right now, just with my full-time job, it's impossible. I need more time to think and more time to evolve. Basically, yeah, I'll be I'll be looking to relaunch this channel at the end of March and with some new and exciting contents, including some full-length documentaries. I think yeah, there'll be some pretty exciting stuff. Yeah, right now I know if you guys are wondering, right, I do feel pretty terrible on a scale out of 10. Let's say 10 is being absolute fantastic, full of energy. So right now I'm probably at like 2.5 at best. So yeah, yesterday was just extremely busy, man. Like for the entire 8 hours, I had like basically I was working nonstop, and this morning when I woke up, I was just my body was in complete pain because like it's Chinese New Year's, so the store's crazy busy. Yeah. It's difficult to talk to anyone in real life about truth of racial dynamics. Everyone knows, but can't openly say. Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah, I was on that question for a long time. Let me try to catch up. So if you have questions, you can shoot them in the comments. I'll go catch up now. Okay, good. There's 55 people now. So, yeah, absolutely. Tongdram 231. Yeah, and so many people they're afraid to talk about it, right? That they say, oh, and they don't want to be labeled, as a racist or something. Or I think a lot of people are just extremely fake. I'm one of the very few people that's actually honest about this, right? And I talk about the issue with, sometimes it's not even racism. It's just like people don't like dark skinned, man. Like the Chinese people, like, the poor Chinese peasants who work on the field all day, they tend to be much darker skinned. Like, they hate the dark skinned Chinese people. Sometimes it's not even about race. And I think it's so tragic, it's so unfortunate, right? The Indians, they absolutely hate the dark skinned. Look at all of the Bollywood actors and actresses, right? Every single one of them light skinned. Like, the standard is that you have to bleach your skin. Like, if you're someone who's naturally dark skinned, then people are just not going to like you. It's the same thing, not just China or India, right? In Japan, in South Korea, in the Philippines, in Vietnam, almost every single country. So yeah, it is a very unfortunate, but that's the world that we live in. Like, if you're a dark-skinned person, your life is going to be extremely difficult. Okay, a lot of comments are getting automatically flagged. I'm not going to try to go through them. Yeah, if you try to type in something extremely inappropriate, it just gets automatically flagged. And it asks me if I want to review the message. I'm probably not going to review them. Well, let me just see one. What is this? Okay, let me see. I don't know why. Let me look at some of the automatically flagged messages. I want to see why they're. 1 second. Let me blow my nose. Yeah, and also a lot of people ask me, so what do I go like through all the comments and delete a bunch of them? So some of the comments, the algorithm just automatically flags them because like, yeah, I'm just extremely busy all the time. Sometimes I don't get to go through all of the comments, but yes, some of it just gets flagged. It's just how the thing works, right? Okay, Jejuden 3000. Okay. Hey man, can you do a video on Taiwan in the future regarding potential future island and China's plan for Taiwan? Well, I could, but I don't think it will attract a lot of like. I don't think the algorithm will push it out. And I've covered this before. I've been to the island once. Maybe I'll return like in the future and do like an original series. I think, well, you look at what's happened with NATO, like what Trump is threatening to do with Greenland. And like, you can't just go into Venezuela and just kidnap their president and put him on trial, right? So I think NATO is a complete joke now and it should be disbanded. So it's like even back in 2000 when Putin first took power, right? And he said he asked Russia to join NATO because he wanted world peace, but obviously the Clinton administration declined, right? If Russia joined, well, like why can't Russia join NATO? And you want Ukraine to join NATO, which is a terrible, terrible idea, right? And you promised the Russians, right? So the NATO borders will not expand, not even 1 inch past the the eastern edges of Germany. That's it. Then there's been six waves of expansion. So yeah, and this war, obviously Putin should have never gotten into Ukraine, but 100%, right? NATO was the one who instigated all of this. So I don't think the Taiwanese people, they should align their ideologies with Western countries. Also, man, there's way too many gay dudes, man. It's happening worldwide. It's very, very disturbing. You know that meme, right? Why are you gay, right? or I think, well, I can't really do the accent. Like, why are you gay? So yeah, it's real. Like when I was in Taipei, like the capital of Taiwan, so many gay guys, man, like everywhere. There's maybe something in the water, man. And something also very interesting, right? You know, like the trans community, almost all of them are men who are cosplaying or how do you say it? Or they get sometimes they will medically transition, right? They'll take puberty blockers or hormones to try to become basically a lady boy, right? So you never see a boy lady, right? So and the vast majority of the gay guys I see, right, it's very rare to see lesbians. I would say 80 to 20. For the trans, it's probably like 98 to 2%, right? You almost never see a trans man, but yeah, for the gay community, it's probably 80% gay guys. It's a massive, massive crisis. A lot of guys, like especially in Taiwan, so many gay guys everywhere. They have a bunch of gay bars down there too. So, yeah, yeah, this is definitely the gayest generation. It's not even just the media that's pushing it out. I think for sure there's way more gay guys than ever before, and it's not like just a Western thing, right? I see in like so many other Asian countries, in Southeast Asia too. Like if you go to Thailand, like a lot of gay guys, man, everywhere. So. All right. So yeah, that's it. Jujutsu 3000. I'll think about it for the future. But when I return in China, definitely expect that that'll be one of my niches. There'll be some original contents coming out of China. Yeah, I'll be trying to take my videos to the next level. I need some time to think, to research, to just reflect and just think about everything. Think about how to move forward. Right now, I just haven't had the time. So that's why I keep going back to the old topics because I know at least some people will watch them to keep the channel going, right? So and. Yeah, I'll see. I'll try to come up with something because yeah, I just got 5 more shifts on my job, then I'll be finished. So I'll have some more time to reflect, I think, and I think my mind will be 10 times more clearer. Like once I start to get my fitness back, right? Because I tell people like you can almost I would say almost. You can never ever feel worse after a run versus before a run. After just go out there and just pound out 13 kilometers or 8 miles after an hour, right? Where you're hot and sweaty, and when you just completely let go of all of the stress when you're out there just thinking. Because running gets pretty boring, right? When you're out there jogging, so you start thinking about stuff. And once you're done with your run, once I pause my Garmin, right, I upload my stats onto like Strava or Garmin Connect. Your mind just feels 10 times more clearer, and you just see things from a totally new perspective. Yeah. So yeah, I need to get back to running 100%. So yeah, thank you for your question, Jujuden 3000. What's the 3000? Is that a reference to Avengers Endgame? Like I love you 3000? Like what Iron Man's daughter said to Tony? So yeah, it's a cool username. Bravo's going dark. Okay, EU is finished. America is a way better spot demographic economy, non-Islam wise. Yeah, I think Europe is in a worse shape than America, man. I 100% agree. Sorry, I just gotta blow my nose a few times throughout this live stream, probably. Yeah, it's been brutal, man. It's a lot there was like a massive snowstorm a couple days ago. I had to do a lot of shoveling. So, shit. Can you make a video about dog pill? What are you talking about, dog pill? Like people eating dogs? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay, I'm getting behind you. Okay, let me try to read some of the comments. So, will you purchase a Chinese bride soon? No, that's not. It's too expensive, man. That's why, like they say, people are not getting married. People are not having children. Like the dowry is a complete scam, man. It's almost impossible for the average guy to get married now. So, yeah. Will you? No, I will be not purchasing a Chinese bride. Controversial topic. ASAP crazy title. Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you. No, I'm in Canada right now still. It's in America. The amount of Chinese and Korean relationships are growing. No, I haven't really noticed. Have you been recognized in public? No, Bruda Osas. That's a good question. I met some subscribers, like in the city. I mean, like they've contacted me. They've reached out to me through like email. I met some people like via Zoom meeting or Google Hangout. I've also met a couple people in real life. Obviously in Ottawa, and I also met a subscriber one time when I traveled to the U.S. That was during the Trump versus Harris debate in Philly. So yeah, I've met some subscribers in real life, but No, but also you have to remember, like like my channel, I think only 10% of my audience is from Canada, so you're down to like 3,400, and out of that, maybe like 5% are in the city of Ottawa. So there's like I have like maybe at a maximum 200 subscribers in the city that where I live in. So the odds of me just running into one randomly, I think it's pretty close to zero. For you to be regularly to run into like a follower or something, you probably have to at least have a few 100,000 subs. And depending on where you live, right? For example, if you talk a lot about American politics, but if you live in a country like let's say Japan or something, and then nobody will recognize you, especially if you're speaking English. That's why that guy PewDiePie. That's why he moved to Japan, right? Because he got so popular, he just didn't want to be recognized in public. That's why he relocated with his family, with his wife and his son to Japan. So yeah, no, I haven't been. I've met some subscribers in real life. That's about it. What do you think about realistic prospect of finding a nice rice bunny as a diamond bachelor with your own house? Nathan Graham. Honestly, man, I think marriage is not worth it for most people. They have to do something about the marriage and divorce laws because nowadays, like any woman can just say that, oh, I'm not happy, and then she files for divorce, and she leaves you. So I don't know, man. It is a massive, massive risk, right? Look at even with the all the richest people in the world, almost all of them divorced, right? Shaquille O'Neal divorced, all right? Michael Jordan divorced, and well, I mean, Michael Jordan is a bad example, but still, right? Look at even Brad Pitt, right? Leonardo DiCaprio, like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. So, like, I mean, if you're a broke ass guy, you won't be able to find a girl. But if you have a generational wealth, I mean, divorce is pretty much guaranteed. So it's very, very difficult, man. So that's why so many men are choosing to go their own way. I think the entire system is rigged, and there's some drastic changes are going to be needed if they want people to actually get married and have children again. So, all right. Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, we got 77 people. So, uh, okay, Nostro 1940. Here's a funny anecdote of AVD China. What? Okay, one second. Sorry. Just yeah, I'm not feeling the best. I've been working way too much, man. Need to take a couple days off and just lay on the bed and just pass out. So maybe I need to take some Tylenol extra strength or something. Okay. Funny anecdote of the AVD China. He's a white South African, lived in China for years. He went to hotel. The police raided the place thinking they were going to find a black guy. What? I have never ever heard of that case, Nostril 1940. But why would they raid the place just because they think it's a black guy? No, I don't think that's real, man. Sometimes people just say anything they want on the internet. I have never heard of that story. They became perplexed and left without incident. Historian, okay, young, 12 easy. Historian has been a while. Answer, yes, they weren't racist enough. I'm just logging in from the Bronx. Welcome, New York City, the Bronx. Although maybe Queens is better. I don't know, but New York City's gone to shit, man. It's 100% unaffordable. So, yeah, and it's just a concrete jungle. It's so congested, and nobody can really afford to live there. So, but yeah, welcome from the Bronx. Yeah, that's quite a username. Yeah, I won't be able to pronounce that name. Yeah, the world is going exactly like planned. Yes, I think it's correct. It's like our politicians, they don't want to change the world for the better. They want to make everything worse. Parodying puzzler propaganda. NATO, why not attack NATO then? What? Parodying puzzler propaganda? Oh my god, it's NATO. Why not attack NATO then? What? I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean by attacking NATO. Now I'm saying NATO has lost all legitimacy. This should just be like United States should not be aligning itself with Europe. They should just be their own thing. Yeah, and even the European Union, I think it should be completely disbanded. I think it's 100% useless and it's not doing anybody any benefit. So okay, let me see. It is colorized thinking in these countries. It's about status, not race. I'm a black man who has traveled all over Asia, Caribbean, Latin America. To my experience, no one discriminated against me. Yeah, and oftentimes it's a lot of this stuff is self-inflicted. Yeah, if you think every single day, if you walk around with a victim mindset, you think there's something wrong with you, like physically, right? And you think it's a massive scar over your head or like on your face or something. And you walk out, if people stare at you, you always think that, oh, it's going to be because of your scar. But the reality is that people are maybe giving you weird looks is because you have a resting bitch face, and you just look at everybody weird all the time. Yeah, the victim mindset is 100% terrible. It's 100% poison, and people are and a lot of people, like I said, I haven't watched her videos in a while, like Candace Owens. So I think that's part. I agree. It's part of everybody's problem because like sometimes you focus on a certain niche too much, and you fail to divest, into talking about other topics. She's been on this Charlie Kirk thing ever since last September. Like I watched her for like 1 week after Charlie's death, but after that I'm like, okay, it's just the same thing over and over and over again. I mean, unless you find something groundbreaking, right? Maybe once every 2 weeks you can come back to the topic, says that this is what I discovered in the past month, and I'm bringing you guys the evidence. And after a while, it gets extremely repetitive. And talking about the victim mindset, you guys know. So Candace Owens, she's actually she was born in. She was born in White Plains, New York, and she was raised in, I believe, is this Stambridge, Connecticut, like a small town in Connecticut. And okay, who is this guy? 1 second, I have to block someone. Okay, yeah, and also, yeah, sorry, I just blocked one guy. I think it was a guy from India. He just literally sent me a bunch of message. He called me coronavirus like 200 times in the chats. Some of it was automatically flagged. And yeah, this is what I mean. Okay, there's a super chat. I'll focus on super chat. I'll come back to that point. So the victim mindset. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joe Marks. Joe Marks, 1929 for $25 US. So you're coming from America. Is there a question? I hope you feel better very soon. I'll try my best. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for $25 US. So Joe Marks, 1929. Yeah. I'll. There's no question, right? It's just a blessing. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, and I hope you're doing wonderful as well. Yeah. And there was just one guy. Yeah. People will say I can understand why so many celebrities they go crazy all the time. So there was one singer that I really like. What's his real name? You guys know Avicii, right? The guy. So he has a lot of really hit songs like Avicii. There's like The Nights and The Levels. And I think what happened was he talks about, right, one of his my favorite songs. He talks about, right, you like someday you'll leave this life behind, right? So live a life that you will want to remember, right? So he has so many memorable hit songs, right? And you look at this guy, he's so energetic, right? Full of energy. He looks like a golden retriever, so happy all the time. And I think he traveled to the Middle East, maybe to Oman, and unfortunately he took his own life there. So I think the reason why so many celebrities, they go absolutely insane, right? Look at people like, for example, obviously Britney Spears, right? Lindsay Lohan. Look at what happened to them. Nowadays, Mike Tyson's absolutely right. I know with the rise of the internet and social media, there's no consequences, right? I've had so many like unbelievable hate attacks, even for a small channel like that's been launched against me. People say, "Oh, but like you've blocked all these people." I've been like, but sometimes like you have no idea what people are saying. Like if someone said that in real life, especially if you went to one of those schools that's in the hood where there's a lot of crime, then someone's going to pull a gun in the hallway and someone's getting shot, right? So before the ages of internet and social media, like nobody will be saying these things because first of all, you can't say that there's no platform for you to say it unless you say it in real life. But nobody, let's say if you're a white supremacist, like a true hateful white supremacist, and you see a 6'5" black guy wearing a do-rag, and you want to say something slick to his face, right? But the guy would never ever dare to say anything, right? Anything that's even slightly offensive to this guy, because guess what? He's going to get his teeth knocked out. But now, yeah, Mike Tyson's right. With internet and social media, everybody has made way too comfortable about talking about just saying whatever they want on the internet. Wait, okay, there's a connection problem. 1 second. Ah, no, why is it happening again? It's my wait. It's okay. I have my phone and my laptop on at the same time. My phone's going, right? You guys can hear me? 100% fine. Looks like it's okay. It's going. Yeah. Okay. That's I don't know, man. Sometimes when I go to the school, the laptop runs into some issues, especially if I'm going live. No internet. It's okay. So I'll try to let me try to refresh the page. I'll try to read the comments from my phone. Yeah, just one moment, guys. I'm running to some. I think the live stream is going fine. It's just I need to. I don't know why I'm losing connection. Okay, now it's back. Okay, that was weird. I probably missed a bunch of comments. Let me get back to the comments. Yeah, that was weird. Okay, once again, thank you so much, Joe Marks 1929 for $25. Yeah, sounds sick. Yeah, just I've been not enough sleep, working way too much. I support interracial dating between black man, Jewish woman. What? My kid? More Christian gimme grants. Which sport do you think is the best? Yes, bread and circus. Personally, like, I mean, for your own personal good, I would say running is probably the best for you. I mean, you can try even like triathlon, like running, swimming, and biking. But I wouldn't worship any of those professional athletes. I mean, like, look at how many of them had cheating scandals. Virtually every single one. Like, why would you worship a guy who is 6'5", who is 6'5" and 250 that makes $20 million a year and gets to sleep with all the women in this world, right? It's just you're just cucking yourselves. So I would say personally, just go out for a run. Yeah, so that's my most honest opinion. I would never pay like $500 to watch an NBA or NFL game. That's just absurd insanity, right? You're just making the top 1% even richer by supporting those guys. Yeah, okay. Okay, sorry. I think I temporarily lost connection. I'll try to get back to the comments. So he speaks facts. So right now I'm on UCM Touch. So I don't know if my comment got flagged. It was saying that dating market is so damn cooked. It sucks for real. Really unfortunate trying to meet others in a relationship these days. Yeah, that's why man, I'm saying, man, like for a country like China, they need to bring back arranged marriage because whatever because what happened? Oh, there's another super chat. Yeah, so I'll come back. Thank you so much. Young 12 Easy 279. Basics are simple: food, security, and shelter. There's no question. Okay, thank you so much, Young 12 Easy for 279. The basics are simple: food, security, and shelter. Yeah, that's why I said like arranged marriages actually worked best. Like when China had the arranged marriages, there was no divorce. Because the reason why the market is so cooked, because all the women want the best man. So what happened is it's very normal in China as well, right? So all the women, they want a rich guy, but let's say out of every 10 guys, 9 guys are completely broke. There's one guy that has money. So that guy gets to sleep with all the women. Then what happens is, you have the rise of, these incel men, these men who are broke, who are miserable, who are pissed off, and you have the rise of, extreme violence. And also what happens is, there's also a massive epidemic of these rich Chinese guys with xiaosans, with their mistresses. Well, obviously, right, for every guy that's, in the top 10%, there's multiple women that wants this guy. Nobody wants a broke-ass guy who works at McDonald's or Dairy Queen, right? That's the biggest difference between man and woman. Right, a man who is a top 1% millionaire has no problem marrying a woman who works at Dairy Queen, right? But a woman, let's say, who is making $50,000 a year, will never even look at a guy who makes $60,000 a year. Probably he has to make at least $75,000 or above, right? Women only marry up, and it's the same thing also with height. Right, woman is not going to marry a guy who makes less money than her. Woman is not going to marry a guy who is shorter than her. So once a woman reaches, let's say, a certain height, when she's like 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", well, that's why look at the WNBA, right? Most of the WNBA players are lesbians, right? Because their dating market is basically down to professional athletes or versus just becoming a dyke and dating a woman who are smaller than you. So there's real biological differences, gender lives in the brain. So yeah, that's why it's cooked, because like all the women only want the best, right? Back during the arranged marriages, your parents will actually set someone up that's on your level. If you're a girl who's mid, who's 5 out of 5, and then your parents will set you up with someone else who's also 5 out of 5. But yeah, with free dating, what happens is, most guys become incels, and the top 10, top 5, top 1% guys, they get to sleep with all the women, and the ones who are lucky enough to get married, they all end up cheating on their wives, because all the women wants the rich and successful guys. So yeah, it is bad, man. Yeah, I agree. So, okay, I'm probably getting behind on a lot of the comments. Let me try to catch up. Yeah, sorry, I lost connection temporarily for a bit. I've seen more Indian women with East Asian men. I think that might be their future. Really? I don't think so. I've seen some, it's rare, but I've seen some Asian girls, like some Chinese girls with Indian guys. I almost never ever see them the other way around. Yeah, so I don't know. Haven't really seen like any Indian girls with Asian guys. Extremely rare. So, Ten Commandments in the Holy Bible. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Yeah, that's a very good point. Sham Chi Yin. Yeah, thank you. Ten Commandments in the Holy Bible. Yeah, I'm gonna try to catch up on some of the comments. Once again, thank you so much to Joe Marks for $25 and Young Easy for $2.79. Yeah, okay. PewDiePie's son is going to grow up rich and tall. So right now I'm at the comment on Sleeper9638. Before that, I probably missed some comments. Yeah, sorry about that. Just internet connection. I don't know. My laptop goes weird sometimes when I'm at school. So it's going to grow up rich, tall, white, blonde, blue hair in Japan. Wonder if he'll ever know how lucky he was. His parents relocated the citizenship of Britain. Well, no, PewDiePie, he's Swedish, man. I'm pretty sure he got caught up in like some racist and like anti-Islamic controversy, but I think at least he's being open, honest. Basically, yeah, I think he said like at some point, maybe it was an interview, that he doesn't like basically like in Sweden there's a lot of like Muslims, and he doesn't like the black refugees. He doesn't like the black Muslims. Also, he doesn't know he's just he's like he had over 100 million subs, right? So yeah, I mean, for 5 years he was the most subscribed channel on YouTube before T Series overtook him. Then obviously Mr. Beast overtook T Series, so he was getting recognized in public all the time, and it's just it made his life absolutely miserable. That's why he moved to Japan, because nobody knew who he was. So hopefully we're done with the BS and Mega. Okay. Oh, I missed a bunch of comments. Now I'm just coming back to the comments before Joe Marks. Okay. I'm actually shocked you don't know AVD China, biggest critic of the CCP. He's married to Chinese woman. Yeah. A lot of people are like weird, man. Also that the guy that runs the show the Young Turks. Yeah, is this Sank? I don't know how you say his name. Sank Uyghur. It's interesting. His last name is Uyghur. A lot of stuff that he says is very questionable, man. So, but I will have to say I think over the years he's changed, maybe somewhat somewhat for the better. Maybe there's hope. I think that girl, the Armenian girl on that show, Anna Kasparian, she's had a dramatic 180 turn. She used to be like the most annoying white girl I've ever seen. Anna Kasparian has changed 100%, I will have to say. Yeah, for the better, for sure. Okay, there's another super chat, thank you. Okay. All right, James, 575730, thank you so much for $5 US. Okay, what do you think of Epstein files, evidence of the ice wall Antarctica? Nephilium? What's that? Extension file? EXT? Well, I think nobody is going to be held accountable. Like everything, like I haven't gone through is it the government, like justice.gov, then Epstein files. I haven't really looked at them. But like, I mean, I don't think you will find anything groundbreaking. So and just imagine what they haven't declassified. Having a lot of money oftentimes just changes people for the worst, because what happens is I think personally I've certainly had some family members who temporarily achieve that kind of status. Imagine if you go to a grocery store, you never have to ever have to look at the prices, right? You can just buy whatever you want to, because it doesn't bother you, because you have so much money you can afford to buy the entire store, right? So I mean, the store I work at, I mean, on a weekly basis, we can sell maybe like $500,000. On a good week, maybe 650, 700,000. But imagine if you're worth like 100 million. Literally, right? We get like what, like 2,000, 3,000 customers every single day. You can literally afford to buy every single customer, their groceries probably for the next year, and you still have unlimited amount of wealth. Imagine, right? Just just wanting to go to anywhere in the world. You want to book a vacation, you never have to worry about, oh my god, looking for the cheapest economy seats, looking for like these extension flights that takes you, basically you have to, your amount of hours, right? Amount of hours on the road, your travel time has to get increased by 12 hours or 24 hours just so you can find the best deals. Imagine when you log on to like Amazon, you can buy anything you want to without have to look at the prices. I think oftentimes that changes people for the worse. I think that's what happens to so many of the elites. Because, right, imagine if you're making $100 million a year, you get to have sex with like some of the hottest, women in the world, right? The most gorgeous, like the top 1% Victoria's Secret supermodels. Then after you've had sex, let's say with 200 of these, top 1%, Madison Beer level, right? Victoria's Secret supermodels. You just get bored. You think, well, like I've already tried everything. Then what's next? And I think that's why LGBTQ, right, 2S plus, non-binary, all this stuff is so popular with the elites. And after a while, they get extremely, extremely sick because they think that, oh my God, I have slept with literally the top 200 of the hottest women in the world. So what else is there for me to try? Maybe that it's now time for me to turn gay, or maybe I should try to do it with, who knows, with kids, with animals. And so I think that's what happens once you achieve that level of generational wealth. That's why also so many of them look at the professional athletes, the NBA and NFL players. That's why so many of them they go bankrupt because they think they're always going to be living that kind of lifestyle. It's the same for everybody. You might have a really, really extremely successful business for a couple of years, but you cannot always maintain that kind of level of success, right? With the extreme exceptions, like if you're Messi or Ronaldo or something, right? Like these people, they have secured generational wealth. They will never, ever go broke. But it's not the same, right? The vast majority of the professional athletes, you have to think about, life after 33, 35, 37, right? And once, like, it's not like you get a pension in the NBA or NFL. It's not like after you retire, they still pay you like $200,000 a year. There's nothing from that point on. So you really, really have to manage your money carefully. Look at that guy, Sebastian Telfair. Used to play for the Boston Celtics, NBA champion. He made over $20 million while playing for the Celtics and the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think, what is he doing now? Delivery? He's a mailman now? Yeah, he spent all of his money. He's completely broke now. And he's back to the 9 to 5 grind. So, yeah, I think it's having, I think for the best case scenario, you want to be maybe the top 10% to maybe the top 5% of the income earners. Once you reach the top 2% and top 1%, just people oftentimes they just turn evil, they just turn demonic. So yeah, thank you for your question. But nobody will ever be held accountable for the Epstein files, right? But just know that that's how what the elites are. Okay. There's another $5. Oh, thank you, James. Oh, this is separate. This is a second one. Okay. Let me leave a heart. Thank you. Okay. Sorry. I just got to blow my nose again. Rush hour. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, man. Having that kind of money completely changes you. It changes people. It brings out the absolute worst out of everybody. Like I said, right? Once, you've had sex with, the top 1% of the most beautiful women worldwide. After a while, you just say, oh, well, like, that's it. There's nothing more, right? So maybe I got to try something different. And that's why, like, a lot of those guys are gays for sure. Look at how many gays are in Hollywood, right? Even, I'm pretty sure, well, first of all, Justin Trudeau is definitely gay. Okay, Justin Trudeau is 100% gay. He used to be a drama teacher in high school, right? So, not in he was a high school drama teacher. Then he had a... Yeah, I don't know how, the fact that he was elected 3 times is outrageous. He had an affair with, underage student. It was an Indian girl. Yes, he's talking about diversity. Maybe that's why he likes Indians so much. Yeah, he was a high school drama teacher who was having sex with underage schoolgirls. And this is the Prime Minister of Canada. He wins 3 elections in a row. Yeah, and you wonder why Canada is completely cooked, man. These Canadians, they have nobody to blame by themselves. They keep voting for this clown, right? This drama teacher who was having sex with underage girls. And yeah, Justin Trudeau definitely has something to do with the Epstein files as well. Yeah. All right, let me catch up on some of the comments. Thank you so much for $10, James. Yeah, war, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. So, Cantonese is harder. Candace is low-key crazy, though. Oh, yeah, I was talking about Candace, then I lost connection, and then I stopped reading the comments. So, yeah, so Candace, she actually, she was born in White Plains, New York. She was raised in Connecticut. She was actually, in high school, she was the victim of a white supremacist, racially motivated hate attack. I think, let's be honest, most of the people who say that, they're just lying most of the time. It's absolutely nothing. So, but she was actually a victim of this attack. She sued the school. She won a bunch of money. I don't know how much. It was 6 figures, massive sum of money. It was like a civil lawsuit because it was actually a racially motivated hate attack because she was a black girl and they didn't not to like her. So then look at Candace Owens, right? She even mentioned she turned down that rapper, Wyclef Jean, Haitian Canadian, the black rapper. he wanted to take Candace as his chocolate bunny. Yeah. So this black guy with generational wealth, Candace turns him down, and instead she marries a white man, and she has 4 mixed race children. So I mean, you're the actual victim of a white supremacist, racially motivated hate attack, and you still go on to basically get on your knees for the white man, right? Farmer George Farmer. He let that farmer in and plow her, right? Plow her black soil. So yeah, what do you call that? Stockholm syndrome? Yeah. So you're in love with your oppressor. So yeah, I don't understand that because I don't know exactly what happened. I wish she would actually share the details. It must have been absolutely terrible for her to actually win the lawsuit and win a bunch of money from the school. So, but at the end of the day, man, she's still in love with white men. That's how some people are. Yeah. Okay, Queens is indeed better. However, whole city is expensive. Manhattan, Queens is way more expensive unless you live in Riverdale, Throgs Next, or part of the Bronx. The whole city is trash. Which language is harder, Cantonese or Mandarin? I'm not sure what you mean harder. Which language is harder? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. Well, Mandarin is the official language. Cantonese is a dialect because it cannot be classified as an official language. Like if you speak Mandarin and Cantonese, I mean, you speak one full language and one dialect because the characters are the same. So in China, like there's a lot of local dialects. For example, if you go to Shanghai, they have their own dialect. It's called the Shanghai Hua, like Shanghai dialect. But literally, they have no writing. It's just a way of speaking. Some of it is the same as Mandarin Chinese. Some of it is completely off the rails, completely different. I don't know how they can deviate so much. It's the same thing. Like if you go to Chengdu, my mom's hometown, if you go to the Sichuan province, they speak their own language, Sichuan Hua, like the Sichuan dialect. But like there's no writing, there's no characters, right? It's just that they use the exact same characters as Mandarin Chinese. So it's just it's a local dialect. It's not pretty sure it's not an official language. China has a lot of those. Basically every region, Hi guys. Yeah, sorry. Hi guys. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what happened. I hope you guys are there. There's something wrong with the internet connection, man. Can you guys please send a reaction? I don't know what happened for a minute. I think it should be back. Can you guys like send a reaction or something? Yeah, sorry about that. There's a connection issue. Can you guys hear me? Is there a sound? Can you guys send like a heart or like applaud or 100 or something if you guys can hear me? Oh, okay, good. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what that was, man. Sorry about that. It's just the connection's weird. Okay, I lost some people. Now it's okay. 82 people. I think it was over 100 people. Let me try to read the comments. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen again. That's never ever happened before. I don't know what that was, man. Okay, I'm glad I can still come back. So that was weird. So sorry about that. Yeah, so yeah, I was talking about Cantonese. Yeah, so yeah, China only has one official language, Putonghua, Mandarin Chinese. So yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by harder. So yeah, so VC. Yeah, hey bro, love from Windsor, Ontario. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up on the comments. I can still see the comments, so that's good. Yeah, sorry about that. That was weird. I don't know why that got shut down. That was weird. Hey, can you make a video about Central Asia Borats? Maybe I'll think about it. Maybe I'll visit the Uzbekistan one day. Or I guess Borat's Kazakhstan. I'll think about it in the future. Thank you for your support from Windsor, Ontario. Okay. So happy to hear you're doing well. Okay. There's a lot of angry people in the world these days due to global circumstances, unfortunately. Okay. It's harder to ignore. Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up with the comments. Sorry, there was a 2-minute, I don't know what that was, man. The thing is it just completely shut off. Yeah, so, but I'm back. Hopefully that's the end of that. Yeah, harder to ignore real life though because they're just anonymous accounts and how much you should really care. Some of it is, but some of it's 100% real. I think a lot of people they have pure hatred, man. Like some of the stuff that people say on the internet is just absolute vicious, man. So people are angry because they focus too much on emotions. Yeah, I'm just going through the comments. Yeah, I'm trying to see. Hopefully, I didn't miss too much. Are you religious? No, I'm not religious. Shelter is gone. Love your channel. Okay, matters special. Okay, love your channel. You're very entertaining. Thank you for your support. I wouldn't be surprised if she promotes Taoism as well. Okay, I don't think housing should be human right, but I also think investment is way too much. Hey guys, get the likes up. Okay, thank you for your support. Good. Okay, this is good. It's 88 people. I think it was like just over 100 before there was a interruption. Sorry about that, but yeah, I'm trying to catch up on the comments now. Hey, Chinese historian, love your content and channel. Thank you for your support. Are you Catholic? No, I'm not religious. I've covered that before. At least your first home. What's your opinion on Nick Land? I don't know who is Nick Land. Never ever heard of it. Human rights based on ideology, birth rate crisis because people have started talking about rights instead of duties. Brutal. I mean, Toronto, which is probably the worst hit machine here. Dating apps are screwed up by design. Hopefully, even if I get a date, she goes after. Always looking for something better. Yeah, nowadays, most modern women, they have unlimited number of choices. So, they can choose anybody they want to. So, yeah, it's the very small percentage of guys gets to sleep with all the women. That's a modern. It's the same everywhere. It's the same worldwide. So yeah, unless something drastic changes, like I know people think it's controversial, but yeah, unless something like arranged marriages comes back into the picture, I think yeah, it's gonna be a total disaster. They talk about the low birth rates, but they don't talk about the vast majority of men, like they cannot find a wife. So yeah, I realized way too late. Owning a house is never owning a house. Property tax makes it impossible. Yeah, you never get to own anything, right? You will own absolutely nothing, and you will be happy basically. So in China, you don't get to own anything either. Your house is leased to you for 70 years, even though there's no property tax. But yeah, you actually don't ever get to own anything. Everything is owned by the government. So yeah. Sorry guys, I'm just a little bit sick. Try my best to make it through this. Saw article today said 35-year-old Japanese women are only 10% married. I don't know. It's got to be higher than 10%, right? I'm thinking it's got to be like maybe 40%, 30% at the lowest. No, it cannot be only 10%. That's way too low, man. So, do you regret your choice of degree? How much money can you earn with that kind of job and field of study? Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, I was supposed to. That's the only reason why I came back to Canada. Yeah, I was supposed to meet up with my sister and supposed to work at a bank, but yeah, because due to my crazy family situation, so yeah, just a total. I don't know what to say. I'll share more. I'll release a full monologue before I leave Canada about why I decided to come back and why things didn't work out. How I ended up working at a grocery store at minimum wage. So yeah, it's just it's the family that I was born into, and I cannot change it. That's my reality. So no, I don't regret getting going back to school and getting a degree. Like I could have got a job in the field. I could have worked at a bank or even worked at the government. But unfortunate extreme family circumstances. But it's okay. I think it's for the better. But yeah, I will be leaving in about 6 weeks time, less than 6 weeks. So yeah. No, I don't think. I think the situation is different for everybody. Uh, uh, Universities can work, but I think a lot of things that needs to be changed. For example, obviously I covered this mixed gender dormitories on campus. Absolute terrible idea, and the whole setup with so an average university student attends class probably for 20 hours a week. So a lot of people, they get a lot of free time. Obviously, if you want to do well in school, you have to spend a lot of time outside of classes to study, and you have assignments and stuff you have to finish. But young people, 18 to 20-year-olds, how they manage their time. So unfortunately, too many people, they completely just throw their life away, right? During their free time, they decide to make a lot of terrible decisions and do a lot of bad things. And that's why, especially young men, that's why overwhelming majority of the dropouts are young men at the universities. So yeah, I do think the system needs to be changed. Maybe instead of the 20 hours a week of classes, change it to mandatory 40 hours. But you only have 20 hours of lectures and labs or tutorials. The other 20 hours, you need to be mandatory. You need to be present on campus, in a classroom, in a breakout room, in a study room. And someone needs to supervise these guys to make sure that they actually study, they actually review, they actually finish their assignments. I think that will really, really help a lot of young men instead of this current format. Because yeah, so much procrastination, so much bad decision making. That's what I would say. Okay, Grits from Serbia. What do you think about the Balkan couple meme? Okay, Rogue SRB. Okay. Oh, thank you. It's good to know someone's from Serbia is watching. No, I don't know what's the Balkan couple meme. Never heard of it. So, but thank you so much, Serbia. So maybe you're a fan of. I don't know too many Serbians. Obviously, I know the Joker. Well, there's two Jokers. There's Novak Djokovic, and there's also obviously Nikola Jokic. So Well, thank you for your support from Serbia. Yeah, PewDiePie is from Sweden. Uh, Please fix your internet connection. I do not like interruption. I want to hear your point. Yeah, it's the school's internet, man. Normally it's okay, but like I don't know. When I try to do a live stream on YouTube, sometimes weird things happens. I don't know why it does that. It didn't. It wasn't. Excuse me. It wasn't a issue with my other laptop, but like that one died. Like the charging port got broken. I couldn't charge it anymore, so I bought this one last October. Not last October, last August, last summer. But this one sometimes is weird, like when I'm at school. So it's just yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what that was, man. First it cut off on the laptop, then it just completely cut off on the phone. But I'm glad that I can come back to this live stream. So, for I have come to set up. Okay, for I have come to set a man against his father, daughter against their mother, and the daughter-in-law against their mother. Matthew 10:35. Okay, what? And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Matthew 10:35. Is that from the wait? What is that from the Torah or is that from the Bible? Okay, that sounds very very confusing. Saint Gregor and his nephew Hassanabi. I don't know who is his nephew. Yeah, Anna Kasparian. Yeah, I was talking about her. She has changed 180 for the better. Yeah, she's gone from basically a controversial ugly duckling to a total swan. I think yeah, she has changed 100% for the better. Chunky yogurt. They found the bones. So true. Anna grew up. You mean the race? You know, reminds me of Palestinians 80 years ago. War existed in Japan. We're almost wiped out. There still doesn't go away just like that. What? Okay. Agartha is a meme. Yes, my meme man. Yes, my meme man. Okay, thank you for your support. Raul Moat. Yeah, I'm just still catching up in the comments. Sorry about that interruption. I'm just praying nothing happens for the next 2 hours so I can just have a solid live stream. I think it's good indication of a virtuous, a rich person. They have freedom to buy anything they want. They still scrutinize the price. Westerners obsessed with idea of redemption. Certain sports are music are so popular. Yeah, okay. Now I'm getting caught up. Okay, James, that's a second $5. Thank you for $10. Rush hour. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Yeah. I have a question. If you could have used harsher language, your Somali videos, would you? Harsher language. No, I think that video was 100% honest and transparent. That's exactly how I wanted to deliver it. If I had a chance to like upload a different version, no, I wouldn't change anything about that video. That was 100% open and honest. So, they're obsessed with the underdog. Became champion of the Goliath. Damn. Okay, 12 Caesars. Best guys. What happened to people with extreme wealth? Okay, Logging Dos, heavyweight champion boxer. Riddick Bowe became a bus driver. Nobody recognized him. Yeah, man. Like a lot of professional athletes, unless like you reach a certain level, like LeBron James or Dwayne Wade, the vast majority of them, after they will have a midlife crisis, and it's very difficult because like if you're a person who was always broke, right, it doesn't really bother you because you just said okay, this is my reality. Right, I'm pretty much useless, and this is going to be my life. But yeah, if you're someone who used to make 5, 10, 20, $30 million a year, and you go from that to absolutely nothing, like there's no way those guys can work at a job as a bricklayer and get paid like $18 or $20 an hour, right? So yeah, the vast majority of those professional athletes, they will have a massive midlife crisis because what happens now, right? It's not like I can actually improve on my game, right? You're 35, 37, 39 years old, right? You're absolutely done. Like, what can you do at this point? And a lot of those guys, due to their talent, their potential, some of those guys, they have never had, they've obviously never been to university or college. Some of them, they have never even graduated from high school. So they have zero skills. Like, what can they do, right? And you talk about, what about becoming a GM, right? Or a manager or a coach, right? A vast majority of the time, only the best players gets to become coaches or GMs, right? The players who are nobodies, like nobody will ever hire them. So yeah, they do go through a midlife crisis, and it's going to be look up Sebastian Telfair. It's pretty heartbreaking just to go from making $20 million in the NBA to just going back to the grind to working 9 to 5. Imagine, right? When you're 22 years old, you get to sleep with like the hottest woman in the country anywhere you travel to, right? You can be playing for the Celtics, right? You can go to LA to play against the Lakers. You get to Houston, you get to sleep with the hottest woman from Houston. Then you get to travel to Canada. You go to Toronto, you get to sleep with the hottest woman in Toronto. Then all of a sudden you're 37 years old, you're completely broke, you have no money, and nobody will look at you. So yeah, it's gonna be extremely, extremely difficult for the second half of your life, right? So yeah, absolutely right. Ew, he's so disgusting. For real, never heard about it. Justin, it's bi, not gay. Yeah, well, I think he leans more towards the gay side, but yeah, I think more correctly, it's Justin Trudeau's he's bisexual, and also he's weird, man. He was literally, he was a drama teacher who was sleeping with his high school students, right, including Indian and Chinese girls. So yeah, he's just the fact that he won 3 elections in a row shows that our world is finished, man. So if you ever worship an athlete, musician, make a smart one. 2007 F1 champion was my choice. Oh, that's a great question. Yeah. Sorry, I'm really behind on the comments. I'm just catching up now. By the way, why do they use plastic straws in McDonald's? Europe is definitely cocked. Use paper straws at McDonald's. Yeah, by the way, I'm drinking from McDonald's. I'm drinking some Fruitopia. I bought like one packet of those these straws. I still use the plastic straws. Whoever came up with the okay, seriously, whoever came up with the paper straws needs to get punched in the face. Okay, that's that person deserves a black eye. That person deserves to get their tooth knocked out because yeah, it's the worst thing ever. And what if you're drinking like a hot beverage? The whole thing just disintegrates in your mouth. It is like the worst thing ever. Okay, you have these millionaires and look at okay, for example, Steven Spielberg, right? One of the biggest advocates for climate change. We need to save our planet Earth, right? We're dying. Humans are destroying the ecosystem. Steven Spielberg, right? He has his own private jet. Just by taking one flight in his private jet, okay? He has probably, I would say, he has probably spread. Excuse me, sorry, I have to blow my nose again. So yeah, just by taking one flight in his private jet, he has caused more probably carbon emissions versus you driving, let's say, a Toyota RAV4 or something over the course of your entire lifetime. All those people are hypocrites. Look at the flight logs from Taylor Swift, right? Taylor Swift, she's worth $1.6 billion, which is pretty outrageous. So she has 2 private jets. Look at the number of flights she takes, right? Look at her all over America. Most of her flights are based in Nashville because Music City, right? She's going all over the country, everywhere. Right, to look at how many flights she's taking. She flies like 300 times a year. And they tell you to use the plastic straws. Okay, plastic straws are the worst thing ever. Do not ever use them. So I buy like you can still buy them at certain stores, right? I went to the dollar store. I bought like it's like a packet of like 100 of those plastic straws. I just use them because yeah, don't ever use the paper straws. Or sometimes what I do is if I don't have the plastic straws, I don't use the lid. I just open it and I drink it like this, man. Yeah, man. I like the paper straws. Like I've never seen them in China ever. Okay, it's only like a Western country thing. It's the worst thing ever. So yeah, that's a great point. I was on that point for too long, I think. Yeah, why do they use plastic straws in McDonald's? Europe is definitely cocked. We use paper straws at McDonald's. I mean Canada. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, those straws suck. In China, straws are not needed at McDonald's. Drink straight from the cup cover. Oh yeah, yes, that's true. Yeah, because they have those. For usually if you get a hot beverage at like a tea or a latte or a cappuccino or coffee, there's the ones with the thing at the end where you can just open it and you can drink it straight from the cup. Yeah, don't ever use paper straws, man. Riddick Bull keep on going in prison, hence in the fall. He's so far behind. I appreciate him going through the mall. Yeah, sorry, I lost connection twice, man. First on my laptop, then on my phone. Okay, I'm just hoping nothing happens. Okay, he sent out a meme with the buffering bar. So, yeah, I hope I didn't. By the way, I hope I didn't miss any super chats. So if you have sent out super chats, there was the guy James who sent out $10, and there was also let me go back. There was a guy who sent me $2.79 Young and Easy. So James, $10, thank you. And crap, I can't. I have to go back there. I know there was one guy who sent me $25. Thank you so much. I think it was Pierce. Yeah, I just sorry, I keep losing connection, but okay, it's been okay. Okay, oh, this is the part where I lost connection. We're back. Okay, Indian hackers, man. Yeah, I think what happens is possible because there was. Oh yeah, I missed that point. I was coming back. So there was one Indian guy. The account was an Indian name. I had to block this guy. Maybe he's on the one of the YouTube admins team or something, like the reviews team. So he sent me a message. He called me coronavirus like 200 times, literally in the chat. So I decided to block that guy. And then a couple minutes later, my live stream, like I lost connection. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know, man. So that maybe that's what that was. Yeah, people are just vicious, man. Okay, we're back. Testing, said hi. Okay, Frozen internet connection for 30 seconds. Speak too much truth. Okay, yeah, this is the comments where I yeah, this is the part where I lost connection. We see you, we hear you, good. Okay, good. So I'm finally back at the point where this is where I lost connection. All right, let me see. Okay, let me see. There's so many comments. Let me try to messing with content creator that YouTube is messing with content creator that they do not like. I don't know what that happened. I think it was the Indian guy that I blocked. Maybe he did something weird. Prehistoric man didn't have time for anxiety or depression. Too busy trying to survive. Greetings from Serbia. Thank you. Okay. I love your channel. Watch every vid from the beginning to end. Thank you so much. Login DOS. Thank you for your support. Yeah, like I said before, most important thing for people to make money on this platform is watch time. That's why I don't post the shorts. Maybe like after I have some more time when like move to full time with this channel, once in a while I'll post a short, maybe once or twice a month. It's because the shorts they make virtually nothing. I think if you get like say if it goes viral, like if your short gets 1 million views, yeah, I think you're paid maybe between $100 to $200. So for you to actually survive, let's say, I don't know how some of those channels, like they only make shorts, they have virtually no like long form contents. For you to survive on shorts only, you have to average at least, at least 1 million views per day. I mean, that's extremely, extremely difficult because it's not like just getting 1 million views on just one short. You have to average that every single day. And even then, like it's only like $100 to $200 a day. So which you probably add like you average out to like 50,000 a year, and that's if you average 1 million views from shorts a day. So yeah, that's why some of the channels they post like long form documentaries like up to an hour, sometimes like an hour and a half or even 2 hours, because the long term contents they can make insane amount of money. Like if a channel with a lot of subs, right, with like over 1 million subs, if they upload one documentary, let's say covering Trump's, let's say the rise of Donald Trump, right, a 1 hour documentary, and if that documentary gets like 1 million views, that channel can probably make over $10,000. Once again, that's from just one video. So yeah, that's why some of the channels are willing to go like the amount of research they go into, the amount of editing, like the amount of all these camera angles, like all of these press conferences, everything they've gathered, like hundreds of hours of editing. That's why they're willing to put in that kind of effort, because yeah, like for a video that's an hour long, if it gets like 1 million views, it can make like $10,000. So it's all about watch time. Nobody gives a shit about male loneliness. We're disposable. I 100% agree, man. 100% agree. Can relate on so many levels. Yeah, it's one of the truest statement ever. Serbia's 11th most spoken language in my town. Male loneliness is fake. Okay. Okay. Hey CH. Thank you. As a channel member, J Thompson 1991. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being a channel member. Balkan meme. Couple meme is 100% real. I don't trust America. I trust Chinese government even less. Okay. Your family can screw you up, but no cap. Yeah, college is largely a waste business. Biggest business in America. Yeah, definitely. A lot of people are drowning in loans because just going to a university and college is becoming extremely expensive. Okay, Necrodancer, everything's a scam. Okay, do you think Trump is down that? Do you think Trump's down now that Supreme Court struck down his tariffs? I don't know, man. I don't know what he's doing with the tariffs, man. I think it's 100% ridiculous. But I'm not Trump, man, so I don't know what's going on inside of his mind. I think it's just at this point maybe he doesn't care anymore because he realizes he cannot end the war like in between Ukraine and Russia, and he cannot bring peace to the Middle East. So he just tried to do a bunch of crazy stuff to stay in the headlines. Yeah, I'm drinking a separate drink now. I ran out of Fruitopia. So, hey, what's your actual name? Do you just go by CH on the internet? What can we call you? Okay, Ball 7800. So you can call me David. Maybe what's that? Yeah, my fake Jewish name. Okay, maybe I'll talk about it later. If I reach 100,000 subs in a few years time, couple years time maybe, or maybe it could be less than 1 year, depending on how my channel goes after I go full time. After I try to try to improve my content to the next level. Maybe I'll do a name review. But for now, you can use David. Yeah, it's fine. That's my fake Jewish name. So if that's the way I want to call it. Yeah. Although, yeah, Ben Shapiro hates America 100%. I've said that before. Okay. Chinese Americans are the greatest people. Okay, thank you for your support. Stay awesome, bro. Keep up the great work. Mark Bordeaux, thank you for your support. Anna got attacked by a homeless person. That wake her up. Yeah, I wish honestly, I wish like Anna stayed away from the Young Turks and that she went full independent or something. Yeah, so I would actually watch her show if she was on like Spotify or she had a podcast or something. So just during my commute or something, yeah, I would definitely listen to her. But the guy, Uyghur guy, the Saint Uyghur guy, he's weird, man. He has issues. So you can't deny reality, but you can't deny the consequences of denying reality. Yeah, that's a great quote. Bobby Johnson, 1086, teach us. Yeah, investing it's such an important skill for America. Same with Alyssa Louis. Yeah, so yeah, that was Winter Olympics. Yeah, so um, I know there was a lot of controversies surrounding her as well. 95% gay, 5% straight. So paper straws have been a disaster for the human race. Yeah, never ever use paper straws, man. Okay. Where I'm at. Also, removing plastic bags from grocery stores. What's up with that? I use them for my bathroom garbage liner. Yeah, so many people do that. It's just it's so stupid because like you remove them from grocery stores, but anybody could go to Walmart and get like a pack of 50 like plastic bags, like kitchen garbage bags or the black garbage bags. It's just it's completely stupid, man. These policies. You could also just use a metal straw. Yes, I do have a metal straw as well. But sometimes I find that after a while, like the inside it gets too dirty. So just it's easier to just use the one-time plastic straw. Environmentalism, diversity, LGBT are luxury beliefs. Spielberg is a small hat. If you have a television in your home, you're what? If you have a television in your home, you have a Jew living in you. I don't think okay, I don't think that's true. First of all, what? If you have a television in your home, you have a Jew living in you. But if that's what you believe, then that's what you believe, man. Okay. Steven Spielberg, he has issues, but he's also directed a lot of great movies, though. Uh, let's see. Do you have a girlfriend, Hank NYC? I'm keeping that part a secret for now. No comment. Shorts are just ads for your channel. Yeah, but the problem is, okay, Christopher Miller, 7205. Because the shorts make no money, and for example, like if you have a short that went ultra viral, that got like 5 million views or something, and you gained like 20,000 subs from like say just one viral short, the vast majority of those 20,000 people, they will not watch your long form contents. And the problem is the next time you post, let's say, a 15-minute video, right? Out of those 20,000 people, maybe only 1% will watch it. Only 200 people will watch it because they're used to scrolling on shorts. Sometimes they don't even go on the feed with the long term contents, long form contents. So what happens is that, you gain 20,000 subs in the one short video, but you made virtually no money. You made like $100 or $200, and you post a long form video which has a potential to make a lot of money, but the people who subscribe to your channel from the shorts, they don't watch your long form contents. So now the algorithm thinks that, okay, out of the 20,000 people that sub to your channel from the last video, only 1% of the audience watches your newest video. That means that your videos must suck. Now after a while, it would just stop pushing out your long form contents in the algorithm, and your channel dies out in the algorithm. So it's a very dangerous game, man. I know some channels, they post shorts regularly along with long form contents. I also know a lot of channels, they have a separate like shorts channel, like the second channel just for posting shorts, and they keep their long form contents on a completely separate channel. So yeah, the shorts is a very dangerous game. So yeah, I don't know. It's a risk, and it's a double-edged sword. It can work, but also it can become extremely dangerous as well. So shorts seem better for advertising. It's YouTube, the new TV. True, Christopher. Okay, sports are good advertising for this. Sports are good advertising for the channel. Okay, Rice Bunny New Year's. Finance channels have very high dollar per thousand. Okay, I heard finance channels have very high dollar per thousand view ratios. Gaming contents have the lowest. Yes, I've heard about that as well. I don't know how true that is though. Gaming contestants have the lowest dollar per thousand views, but there's so many gaming channels out there though. So I don't know exactly. But personally, I find for me, like I'm just being 100% honest, like for a video, if I get like 10,000 views, now most of my videos are between like 15 to like 17, 18 minutes, right? Over 20 minutes will be on the longer end, like 10 to 12 minutes will be on the shorter end. So let's say between 15 to 17 minutes, if I get like 10,000 views, I get $50. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but imagine like if you're a big channel, right? If you average like 300,000 views per video, then like you can make an insane amount of money. But yeah, generally speaking, if you want to go from absolutely nothing to like a full-time profession with only making videos, it's a very, very long, difficult grind, right? Because like 10,000 views, you get $50. So you do have to really, really grind away and get a lot of views in order for you to, make a actually full-time living from just making videos. So, okay, where am I? Oh, okay. There's another super chat. Sorry, I missed it. This must have been is this recent? $2 Canadian. Shum Yi Yin. Okay, it's something's asking me in Chinese. How do I say my name in Chinese? Once again, I'll do a full name reveal if I reach 100,000 subs. For now, you can call me, use my fake Jewish pseudonym, sir. Sure, you can call me because everybody wants to talk about Zionism, right? Okay, okay. Yeah, you can call me just David for now. Yeah, if I reach 100,000 subs, I'll do a name review. Thank you. Can I, let me go to the comment. I'm missing, sorry, yeah, I'm just getting really behind on the comments. Still trying to catch up. Yeah, I'll leave a heart on this. Thank you for the $2. Shum Chi E. Thank you so much for $2 Canadian. Yeah, I'll leave a heart. Okay, there we go. Okay, I don't think I missed other super chats. Okay, I'm still catching up on the comments. And got attacked by a homeless person that woke her up. Okay. Spielberg gets a small hat. Finance channels. Okay. Just found Nigerian, Beninese, Togolese, Malian. I just found out British. What? I just found out what? All these countries' flags. Okay. Senegalese, Ghanaian, Scottish, Irish. Okay. Is that the countries that you support? Oh, well, thank you so much for being a channel member. J Thompson 1991. Okay. Fred RG5. Cute, not what? Cute, not cure. Obviously typo. Okay. What do you think about the current Sino-Russian relations? Well, I think you have to be friends with your neighbors. Definitely don't want to make enemies with people who you're living next to. So yeah, I think China and Russia should definitely stay as allies, right? You don't want to make too many enemies at the border. Not a good idea. Look at the relationship between India and Pakistan, right? So yeah, you don't want to be enemies with your neighbors for sure. You produce great content. Ryan Massano, thank you so much for your support. I'm a horse sign. What should I be focused on this year? I don't know. Honestly, I should look at the zodiacs. I haven't been looking at the zodiacs at all, man. It's been years. So yeah, look up the horse zodiac, right? Well, is it the zodiac? Well, yeah, the Chinese zodiac. Look up year of the horse, right? So like what should you expect in the year of 2026? Yeah. So I'm not the expert on that area. Okay. Let's see. Well, if you're a horse, you probably have to expect to work a lot, right? Right, like a workhorse, like the Iron Horse. So yeah, most influencers are controlled. Social media is largely dominated by bots and algorithms. Okay, Aqua eating hay. Chinese Plato is alive. Okay, thank you. I don't think I'm Plato, but thank you. Sorry, I'm just still. Oh man, terrible. Oh, okay. I got plenty of hay laying around. So true, Kaioyin. So true, Kaioyin. Oh, okay, that's someone's username. Okay. Hi, man's got a girlfriend for sure. Good for you, man. Congrats on your love life progress. Okay, thank you. No comment. I watch the entire video every time. I make sure you get your watch time. Thank you so much for your support. Chi My Shark. That's a pretty cool username. Thank you so much, Chi My Shark. Do you take vitamin D? How helps to fight off viruses? I think I should, man. Log in DOS. Yeah, I would need to start taking some supplements. I'll feel a lot better after I quit my job next week. So yeah, next week's my last week. So yeah, hopefully Year of the Horse will be great. Now they make cheap AI education videos for money. Whereas Einstein, Feynman explain science and stuff. Yeah, I really don't like the AI generated contents, man. Absolutely terrible. Nearly caught up. I think you are Chiam. I'll tell you go to an. I think you go as Chiam. What's Chiam? I'll tell you go a name review. Yeah, you can call me David or something. Call me. Should I go with? I'm trying to think of another Jewish name. Maybe call me Lex or Levi. Yeah, but no, David is fine. I usually go by David. It's the name on my student card. So yeah, I'll use that name for now. Although I think Levi is a pretty cool name. Levi is a Jewish name, right? It's gotta be, yeah. Oh no, is it Levi or Levi? I think they're both Jewish. So, thoughts on Epstein, both Mossad agent? Yeah, Epstein 100% works for Mossad. I think that's 100% obvious. YouTube is apparently trying to crack down on AI stop. It's a work in progress. Those countries are my DNA heritage. Oh, I see. Jay Thompson? Wow, that's very, very complex. It's like what? Senegalese, Ghanaian, Nigerian, Welsh, Scottish, Great Britain? Wow, that's very complex. Oh, thank you for sharing that, Jay Thompson, 1991. Hey, bro, can you give my boy Nick Kerr a birthday shout out? He's 21 today. Who's Nick Kerr? Is he a content creator? Well, okay, well, if it's excuse me, if it's his birthday, then happy birthday, Nick. Yeah, so happy 21st birthday. Sorry, I gotta blow my nose again, man. Holy shit. Yeah, this is what happens when you work every day nonstop for the past 9 months, man. I'm pretty much before I was up here, now I'm like down here. Yeah, there's like, you know, there's rock bottom. I think for me right now, like how I feel right now, right? So there's rock bottom and there's like a pile of like explosive diarrhea and there's me. Like that's pretty much how I feel. But yeah, by the next live stream, I'll feel so much better. I'll have most of my energy back. It's just now, yeah, it's a problem, man. In all these Asian countries, they're all working too much. So yeah, so Nick Kerr, happy 21st birthday. If you get a cute rice bunny co-host and a cat, you'll be bigger than Mr. Beast. I'll see. Maybe in the future. I don't think I will be bigger than Mr. Beast. Like his channel, I think recently crossed the 100 billion views, right? That's outrageous because like, you know, it's like 8.2 billion people on earth. His channel has over 100 billion views. And that's just his main channel on YouTube. Right? If you combine like all the views on like Instagram, on TikTok, on X, and he's like Mr. Beast Gaming and Mr. Beast Philanthropy, yeah, he's probably like, oh, I don't know, it's maybe 300 billion views. Is pretty outrageous, man. So India, Pakistan are the same. Probably not wrong. Where did it go? Okay. Cute cats and pretty girls sound formulas. What does the horse mean in that new year? I have to look it up. I'm not the expert, man. Okay, let me do a quick Google search. Okay. Year of the horse symbolism. Okay, year of the horse symbolism. Okay, here it goes. Horse is a powerful symbol of energy, freedom, and rapid success because horse is a very social and high-spirited animal. Its ear is usually expected to be fast-paced and full of movement. That's the first thing that came up in the Google search. So there you go. Yeah, well, if you're a horse, you have to, you know, like a workhorse, you gotta work hard all the time. Yeah, that's pretty much it. What does a horse mean? Get lots of sunlight. Yes, absolutely. Most important during the winter. I'm definitely not getting enough sunlight. I'll try my best. Right. Once again, 5 more shifts. Then yeah, I'll be focusing on making this channel, creating, you know, the best contents to the best of my ability. So I got some time to think and figure things out. There'll be definitely some new niches to be explored. I'll be releasing some full-length documentaries. And before I leave Canada, I'll release a full-length monologue, maybe an hour long, could be longer. I'll explain everything that has happened, like why I chose to come back, how I ended up working minimum wage again, how I was supposed to, you know, work at a regular job at a bank or possibly at the government, things that happened, and what to expect for the future of this channel. But yeah, things will be looking up. So I just gotta keep grinding away. Yeah. Cohen Masotov. Cohen, that's a girl's name, right? Like Maya Cohen, that's a girl's name. I don't think that's a guy's name. What? Samson Goldberg, Shikosting. Okay. No, those are not good names. Yeah, Levi is a good name, I think. How bad is your cold? It's not great, but not terrible. I'm getting by, man. Do you prefer to live in China or Canada? At this point, I would say I prefer to live in China, honestly, man. Canada's just getting too expensive. He really did fall for it. I don't know what you... What? 300 billion. I don't know what you mean. He really did fall for it. I don't know what you're talking about. You got this, David. Okay. My content creates excellent content. Okay, did I catch up? Okay, that's good. I finally caught up. That was crazy, man. I don't know why I lost connection twice, but I'm back now. So let me just get a sip of some peach juice. Oh no, if you're wondering what I'm drinking, is mango juice. Yeah, just try to stay hydrated. Okay. Let me see what are some of these comments. Do I prefer to how bad is your code? Oh, getting better. Okay. All right. Enough, enough of the Jewish names. But yeah, that's the real name on my the real name on my student card. Anyways, it's I go by David. Yeah. Well, let's just use that for now. Um. What was I gonna say? Let me Yeah, sorry about losing connection twice, but I'm caught up now, and I want to talk about what was I talking about? Yeah, uh, so yeah, right now to the people who are asking, says isn't it risky to actually quit your job? Well, what happens is my job only pays minimum wage. It's not like I have a real job. It's just a BS job, and also like right now I'm being enslaved basically by my rent and my car payment. Like my car, I own it. I don't have any car payment, but I have to pay for parking, like $75 a month. It's pretty ridiculous, and I have to pay for gas and maintenance, like oil change and other stuff. And I have like during the winter, like the mileage is just it's like 50% worse. Yeah, I find it. During the summer for my like Elantra, for one tank of gas, I can drive like over 700 kilometers, or it's like 460 miles. During the winter, it's like 500 kilometers or 310 miles. Sometimes not even. Sometimes like after 450, like it's done. So the fuel economy during the winter is so much worse. So I have to spend 50% more money on gas. So and obviously I have to pay for insurance. And there's other fees like oil change or tire rotation, and like windshield washer fluid. And so most of the money I make at my job, okay, either it goes to paying rent or it goes to paying for my car. And obviously you have to eat, right? You have to eat at least 2 meals a day, or you're going to starve to death. You won't have any energy to work or do anything. So yeah, I'm finally looking forward to leaving my job. I've been on and off at my job for like how long now? Ever since 2013, but mostly part-time, and also I've left a bunch of times. So I maybe worked there for like 5 or 6 years. Yeah, it's time to say goodbye, man. There's no future in that job. So yeah, and I'll share with more of you guys during my full-length monologue, which I'll release at the end of March. The things that you see, like our society is finished, man. Like the amount of people that steals, like the retail theft, it's gotten so bad. People don't even care. Like a lot of the kids who steal at the store I work at, most of them are minors. There's a high school nearby, A.Y. Jackson High School. Most of the kids, like 14 to 17, after school, I think they finish school at like 2:45 or something, and they come into the store and they steal every single day, and there's nothing you can do. Like, and the attitude they give you, like, honestly, the world is cooked, right? You talk to these kids, you're like, dude, like I literally watch you. You literally grab the candy from the shelf and you just put it in your backpack, or you start eating it and you threw like the empty wrapper like on the ground. And they want to fight you. Or they're like, oh, shut up, you stupid bitch. Oh, like what are you gonna do? Like I'm a minor. I'm 15 years old. Like if you punch me in the face, you're going to catch a felony. Like these people are unbelievable, man. Like that's why so many businesses are going bankrupt. Like retail theft is every single day, man, nonstop. And yeah, the most common stolen items, like you probably expect, the candy aisle. Man, these kids, they walk in with backpacks. Most of the kids are up to no good. Like they just want to steal every single day. I don't know where they got this kind of behavior. And once again, okay, the white people, don't say that. Oh, it's the usual suspects. Okay, the white kids steal all the time too, right? The white kids do it. The Arab kids do it. The black kids, they all do it. All of the students, right? There was even this has happened a while back, right? Even the ones you would never ever expect. Okay, was it like last summer? There was like a cute little white girl, right? So she probably like a senior in high school, maybe 17 years old or something. She goes to like the cosmetics section. You know those Marvis toothpaste, the most expensive ones. They're like $12 for one ice cream, and not ice cream, toothpaste. Okay, and a lot of people nowadays, they even know, because the really expensive stuff, there's like a magnetic strip on them, and when you go through the checkout counter, it gets taken off. And it costs the store extra money and labor as well, because it's like 8 cents for every strip. But it's very annoying to put out strip on everything. So they know, like if they walk out the exit with the strip still on the item, it will beep. So they just rip the box off and they take the toothpaste. There was one white girl, I watched it, like 17 years old, right? Nice, cute little white girl. She takes 2 of those Marvis, like red packet ice creams, puts in her purse. And the security, we all look at her, and she's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do to me? I'm a minor." And she just walks out. Yeah, like it's bad, man. Like every single day, people are stealing from the store. That's why so many businesses are going bankrupt. Yeah, a whole civilization is finished, and like the amount of attitudes these kids have. Like I've caught so many of them. They try to go to the washroom, right? They'll grab, let's say, like a barbecue item. They'll grab like a chicken breast, right? Or like a a whole fried chicken, or they'll grab a sushi, right? Or like or some rice platter or something. They go to the bathroom, they take like 3 bites, they throw the rest of the stuff in the garbage. And you confront them, they try to fight you, and they just call you every single word imaginable. Like they even use sometimes they'll even use like slurs on you. But like these people, they don't care. Like nobody cares anymore, man. Like where are the parents that raise these kids, man? Like how come the next generations like this? I think the world is finished, right? You wonder why people aren't, making friends. You wonder why there's so few relationships. Do you want to be like honestly? Do you want to enter a long-term committed relationships with these thugs? Yeah, most of the kids who walk in the store will try to steal at some point. Yeah, like I've caught so many of them. Like at this point, like it's completely hopeless. It's bad, man. Yeah, so that's happening every single day. Every single day. Yeah. Uh, okay. Where am I at? Yeah. So yeah, that's my experience at work, man. Everybody steals. It's gotten so bad. Will the women voters in Canada ever be allowed a real conservative to be voted, or is Canada a toast? No, Canada's finished, man. It doesn't matter who comes in next. Even if Pierre Poilievre, even if he wins the next election, Canada's finished, man. There's absolute zero hope. Yeah, nothing. Absolute zero. Yeah, that's the legacy of Justin Trudeau. Yeah, like there's no way to reverse the process. He's done way too much damage to Canada, man. So, sounds like slavery. Shame on someone if your intellect can only find a minimum wage job. Yeah, it's just a family situation. I was supposed to meet up with my sister, and then unfortunately, my dad, he went crazy. He tried to murder me, so yeah, I had to go away. And yeah, I was supposed to work at most likely RBC, Royal Bank of Canada, or at BMO Bank. So, but that's life. And this is what it is. I'll be leaving next week, and yeah, I look forward to making contents full time. It's gonna take many more years of grinding away, but like I said, luckily enough, I have the option. Obviously, I'm going to sell my car next month, so that'll help with paying back my debt because I can probably get like 5,000 for my Elantra. So and the next month also is a tax season, so my tax return, since I don't make a lot of money, I'll probably get 2,000. So that's like $7,000 cash. So yeah, that'll be really good for paying back. It goes back to paying back my line of credit. So then I can afford to live in part of the world where I only need probably $500 a month to survive. So even if my channel's growth is very slow, if I stay consistent at like 1,000, right, or 1,100 or $1,200 a month, right, and take out $500 a month for living expenses, I can still have $500 that can go back towards paying back my student loans every single month. So yeah, I think that's going to be really good. Right now, I'm just I'm being enslaved by my car, by my rent, and there's just I was at McDonald's before I came here, right? Yeah. So my meal after tax came to $21.11. Absolutely outrageous, man. The world is finished. So yeah, I missed it. Oh my god, no, I missed it. He already did, Leona. Okay, let me what? What? Okay, some of the comments are clearly trolling. I'm not going to go through them. What was I going at? Unfortunately, sounds like slavery. Shame on people with your intellect can find a minimum wage job. World is cooked. World of West is cooked with suicidal empathy. No, I think the entire world is cooked, man. Everything's gotten. Yeah, Anna Kasparian's absolutely right about this. All the years she's lived in LA, everything has gotten worse. Nothing has gotten better. Yeah, name one thing that has gotten better. Absolutely nothing. You go to McDonald's, you order a meal, $21.11. Yeah. Well, I ordered an extra cheeseburger. I got a double Big Mac combo with a poutine and a double cheeseburger. But still, like $21.11. Yeah, absolutely outrageous. Leonardo, tell us about Year of the Horse. Yeah, I just covered that. Have you heard this Chinese ice cream chain called Ice Wallow Cum? Okay. All right, sure, man. That's these people, man. Yeah, that meme is old, man. That's from like 10 years ago. I did Leona. I missed it then. White's been caught in cultural relativism, White's been caught in cultural relativism and cultural Marxism. No, I think it's more than that, man. Like the fact that the Liberal Party of Canada won the election again last year, 4 elections in a row after everything Justin Trudeau has done. So yeah, so I think like people have nobody to blame but themselves. I uh, I snatched a chocolate from the store. What at that age? Have you tried Hainan chicken? No, I've never tried Hainan chicken. What is Hainan chicken? No, I've never tried it. I don't think I like it. I haven't eaten out since Valentine's Day. Okay. Only support God. Canada joining U.S. Okay, where am I at? Okay, the West is doing my. I shoplifted cheap stuff, lollies as a kid a few times. Yeah, every single kid steals now, man. I'm just telling you, man. I see it every single day, man. These kids are done. They steal all the time. Yeah, I've caught a bunch of them. So, yeah, but there's nothing can do. They just try to fight you. They all have insane attitudes, man. Main character syndrome. They think they are so special. See what happens. Kalia says, Peak San Francisco, Walgreens, CVS, everything inside is locked in cages, armed security on target. Yeah. We have a couple of like Indian security guards, but I mean, they're not very effective. That's just to be 100% honest. Because if they actually were effective, okay, there would be no retail theft. I mean, people are stealing every single day, man. But like the Indian security guards, they're not doing anything. So, this is the result of broken homes and broken schools. I live a lot of stores that keep everything locked up. Yeah, no locked stores in South Dakota. Very safe to live in. Only sport is God. Canada. Okay. You don't know anything about what? Kali Yuga? Hush. South Dakota, friendly place to visit. Sexual Sabotage, great book by Reisman. Talk about the collapse of families. Kinsey Report, 1948. Okay. Kinsey Report, 1948. Sounds like something Candace Owens would cover. Okay. Very friendly state. We have the lowest J population in the U.S. too. Okay, man. Lowest black population. What? South Dakota does not have the lowest black population. It's gotta be Utah, right? Like if you mean like percentage of like black people in the United States, either Utah or Alaska. No, I don't think it's Alaska. I think it's Utah. I'm pretty sure like there's something like those like Mormons, whatever you want to call them. Is there Amish community in Utah? No, I think that's in Middletown, Ohio. I don't think the people in Utah, they don't like blacks, man. I think the lowest percentage has to be Utah. Okay. What race are the kids? Are they YNs, like white kids? No, it's like a mix of everybody, man. Like white kids, Arab kids, like even Latinos, black. Everybody steals, man. Boys and girls. I told you, like the pretty little white girl, right? 17 years old, takes out 2 of those red Marvis ice creams, right? Rips off the packaging, puts the 2 tubes inside her purse while security is watching. So that's why I mean security is useless, man. So everybody steals, man. It's gotten so bad, man. It's terrible, absolutely terrible. Yeah. That's why so many businesses are going bankrupt. Soon, what's going to happen in the future is that, especially these mom and papa restaurants, when people walk in, you're going to have to pay for your food first. It's just like at fast food chains, right? You order a 3-piece combo at Popeyes, you got to pay up front before you get your food. Because what's going to happen inevitably is that a bunch of these kids, right, these thugs, these 14 to 17-year-olds, that are going to walk in to a restaurant, they'll order like $300 worth of food, right, and they'll die and dash. It's probably already happening, but eventually it's going to get so bad, right, where drastic measures has to be taking place. There'll be a big warning sign at the entrance. You must pay your food before we actually cook them, right? So probably I think that's what's going to happen inevitably, because yeah, it's bad, man. There's so much theft. I can't believe how bad it's gotten. And I can understand, sometimes you can usually tell if a person they're going to steal, but like are you serious? Like at least like 14 to 17-year-olds, right? Even like the attractive like ones with blonde hair and blue eyes. Yeah, even the Beckys, even the Natashas, they're stealing like makeups, they're stealing Marvis I keep saying ice cream, Marvis toothpaste. Yeah, so yeah. Terrible. Terrible, man. Yeah, the world is finished. Vampire thinks Chinese historian. I wonder if it's a reptile. Okay, who is this guy? South Dakota. 1 second. Sorry. So it should be good for me. I was born year of the tiger. North London, salty Mormons, South Dakota is 80% white population, some of the lowest crime rates in America. It might be Idaho. Sam Lee, you bought? Where am I at? McDonald's, you gotta maximize calories because gotta use the app for points. It's okay to be cheap. Why is there always an Arsenal fan? Wait, who's Arsenal fan? No, I don't support Arsenal, man. Sometimes I watch football just for fun. I don't really support anybody. Yeah, who is supporting Arsenal? I don't know. I didn't read that. Oh, okay. North London is still red. Is that what you mean? Okay. Yeah. Wait, Arsenal is about to bottle the league, right? They're I don't know. Like they finished 3 years three years in a row. They finished second. So that much I know. So most athletes in the big leagues are overpaid. Hainan chicken is similar to saliva chicken. Okay, Kochuji with ginger scallion, Jiang Chong sauce, might be Idaho. Okay, pretty popular in Guangdong, Vietnam. North Dakota has 80% white population, some of the lowest crime rates in America. Okay, I've covered that. Let me see. Salty Mormons, everybody steals. 1,000 people in North Dakota. What? Security can't do anything, so it's brutal. Can't get laid, we're cooked, and not happy with life. It's so bad. The attractive what? The Beckies, man. Everybody steals, even the Beckies. What do you ask for 50% upfront as a payment in restaurant? Good week to all. What do you think about Russia? I think Russia should join NATO, so we have world peace. That's it. Or yeah, to this point, the NATO has lost all purpose. North Dakota, you can leave your car running with keys inside. Most cities, black population. No, I don't believe that. In North Dakota, you can leave your car running with the keys inside. No, I don't buy that one bit. No way, man. No freaking way. So no, I don't believe in that. Why are you paying deck if you're leaving? You should max out as many line of credit as possible. No, man, you cannot just default your debt. If your credit score like bankruptcy, if it goes down to 300, you're screwed. There's people don't think about the consequences of their actions, right? They think it's so simple. Like you cannot escape it. It doesn't matter which part of the world you move to. Like my mom, her credit score has gone 100% bankrupt, and then you will realize, like once you do go bankrupt, you don't really think much about it. Like you don't actually just it doesn't get defaulted. You carry that burden with you for the rest of your life, and that's why my mom has a lot of issues, right? That will add so much stress to you. That's why like divorce is a terrible idea. So many people with generational wealth, they have lost unbelievable amount of money to just this the credit cards, student loans, line of credit, right? It's a form of slavery. So yeah, you cannot just default it. If you choose to default, yeah, terrible things are going to happen to you. Uh, well, you live in the. No, I'm not moving to China permanently, just for a short time period. I hope to travel to other countries as well and produce some, a top tier level of original documentaries. So yeah, I have the opportunity to travel to many parts of the world. That's the goal for the future. But my financial situation needs to be more stable before the. So I'll be just trying to improve my financial situation over the course of the next year. We'll have some time to also, get my fitness back and, put my life back on track. Police make analysis video on Indians. I've already covered that topic many times. So, soccer is a sport built upon tribalism, promotion, relegation, and the fact it's so hard to score goals makes addictive sport outside of North America. Is that true? It's so hard to score goals? Maybe. Depends on which team you're playing for, right? So, yeah. Only place where I know that you can leave valuables unattended is Saudi Arabia. Nobody touches nothing. That might be true, okay? If you're talking about Dubai, maybe. Not in South Dakota or North Dakota. It's true. I lived in Killdeer, North Dakota for 2 years. Left my car running. The keys inside constantly. I don't know about that. Oh, thank you for the support. Smash the like button. You gonna come back to the first world? No, I don't think so. But maybe just for short-term visits so I can produce some videos. Yeah, I think, yeah, things like that. Documentary every province in China could be a procedure, could produce a lot of content. Yeah, but every time I post something like those travel vlogs in China, I posted quite a few. They always perform terribly. So it's going to be very difficult to find my way in the algorithm. It's also got to be something that the audience is interested in, right? If the audience is not interested, then it's always going to perform poorly. Sorry. What kind of documentaries? Well, for the first one, which will be most likely to be released in April, how long is it? Maybe 45 minutes? Could be longer. I'll release maybe like one full-length documentary a month or something. I think most of my videos will still be like maybe 15 to 18 minutes because like, those podcasts, like I cannot really stand them because if you just refresh your feed and you see a video, it's like 2 hours long, like two guys talking to each other, it's just too much. Maybe once in a while, but like if all of your videos are like sit down interviews with other people, it's just it's too much, man. Like nobody can maybe nobody's gonna sit through and listen to the entire 2 hours. Like, and if you produce that like 4 or 5 times a week, it's just way too much. Right. So still going to be like relatively medium length like format videos, and also I think the first one I will release in April will cover COVID. I wanted to cover this topic for a really long time, but I think YouTube was like heavily censoring it, especially during the lockdowns and stuff. The era with face mask, right, hand sanitizer, wearing gloves, right, wash your hands, and also don't touch your face. And Trump, right, remember he's like, I'm taking hydroxychloroquine or remdesivir. So yeah, I think the first documentary will cover that. I think a lot of people needs to know like what exactly happened because obviously the whole entire narrative is a lie about bats or pigs or snakes, right? That's all 100% lie. So I think the first documentary will cover that. Then I'll go on from there. Lots of new and exciting contents I think I'll be able to produce. Yeah, once again, I will need some time to put all of that together, but also I'm hoping I will have to see. I can try to do one to start like a entire like 10 to 12 episode series. Like I'll release like slowly, maybe one at a time, right? Like about one a month. And then I'll cover events, right? For example, like how did China rise to become the number one country in the world? I think a lot of people don't know like what has happened, what has transpired in the past, and it's very important. Sometimes you do have to try a certain different niche because once again, I cannot be talking about Anthony Edwards, right, or LeBron James, right, or Dr. Umar, or Asian woman going crazy for white guys. I cannot be talking about that all the time. Like I said, I have sucked dry completely every single subheading, right? Every single detail, every single perspective you can think about. Sometimes you got to try something a little bit different, but I think it has to cover something that most people does not know. Most people have never ever heard of. So I think it could be a good series about the rise, basically the rise and fall of China and the rise of China again, because obviously China at one point, right, ever since the two opium wars, China completely fell off and became probably the worst, certainly the poorest nation on earth, right, where almost everybody was living in extreme poverty. And you can talk about things like even at the Soviet Union, like Stalin. Like I think a great documentary is you probably have heard of the Holodomor. I actually know pretty much every single detail, even going back to before Stalin, going back to Lenin, to obviously St. Petersburg used to be called Leningrad, right? It's called the breadbasket of Bolshevism. That's where it started. So I can talk about the rise of communism, right? How that led to the Holodomor, which is 10 million people starving to death, mostly in Ukraine. That was orchestrated by Stalin. You probably heard of it. You probably seen like a mini, like 10-minute documentary style video somewhere. But there's so much more that goes on behind the scenes, right? I can produce like a 1 hour video talking about the Holodomor, like exactly how that happened, every single detail, right? So all the atrocities, right? Talk about Stalin, talk about Beria. So man, my phone's okay. My laptop lost connection again. Yeah, it's usually okay, but I think my phone's okay. I can still talk. I'll refresh again when I get my connection back to follow up on the comments. But I'll just since my phone is still working, I'm gonna keep on talking about what's talking about communism. This is weird, man. I don't understand. I hope I don't run into a lot of issues like this in China because I still want to do like regular live streams like once a month in China, and also obviously I need to upload videos. But if I run into a lot of issues like this, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. It only happens during the live stream. So uh, I think I could release possibly like a 10 video series on like everything that's happened, right? The rise of communism, the rise of secularism, how Buddhism just or even Christianity, right? The spread of how Christianity became the number one religion in the world. Things like that. I think there's so much that people don't know. People have no idea what happened. I could talk about the only female that crushed the patriarchy, since you want to talk about feminism, right? I could talk about the only female that crushed the patriarchy in China. So there's a lot of things that people have no idea, like what happened, like the truth about COVID. I think a few years ago, YouTube probably wouldn't allow a documentary like that, but I think now it's probably going to be okay, since it's been how many years? It's crazy, yeah. It's been over 6 years. COVID-19, right? Well, it's really 2020. That's when the lockdowns begin. So yeah, so much has changed the world forever. And I think especially like the generation, like I think that's why right after COVID, right, 2023, we have the peak LGBTQ madness, the trans madness. Yeah, it's caused a lot of people to go insane. These isolations, the lockdowns, right? That's why you got these pronouns, right? It's the Z, zer, or they, them. That all came after the COVID lockdowns. So yeah, it has changed the world for forever. Yeah. Sorry, let me drink some more mango juice again. Okay, my connection's back. Hopefully, no more craziness. Just please don't go down again. And let me try to catch up on the comments. Yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, Stalin Holodomor. Yeah, so someone asked this before I lost connection again. JSeek A252. What kind of documentaries? Yeah, stuff like that. Like I can produce a 1-hour documentary talking about death by starvation by Stalin. I know it's pretty brutal, but yeah, I think you guys can learn so much, like stuff you have never ever heard of. Yeah, I think too many people, they just scroll through these Instagram reels or TikTok. They watch too many brain rot videos, and it has 100% destroyed their attention span. Has 100% destroyed their knowledge and understanding of how the world works. And yeah, I can cover this as well right now. So since I'm doing a live stream, since you guys are here, it's good that I still have 91 people, even though I lost connection so many times. Yeah, sorry about that. There's nothing I can do. Yeah, I want to talk about the attention span thing as well. Let me catch up on the comments since I lost connection for a couple minutes. Harder to score soccer goals than most other sports like hockey, basketball, rugby. Yeah, I guess yeah, I agree that's true. But unless you play for like Bayern Munich or Barcelona, then you score goals all the time. But I did see, yeah, Barcelona, they just lost 4-0, right, to Atletico Madrid. So let's say that it's not Madrid. I think it's Madrid. Madrid. Yeah, that's how that's how you're supposed to say it. Yeah, Atletico Madrid. So yeah, I cannot believe they lost 4-0. That's pretty outrageous. Do the race videos get the most views? I prefer wider range of topics. Login DOS. Okay. Yeah. I think it's because maybe it riles a lot of people up. Maybe it pisses them off. I find generally speaking, like the race baiting videos, on average, they get the most engagement. I also like they get the most comments as well. I think like the more comments there are, the more likely the algorithm will push it out. That's why some people, they say, oh, commenting for algorithm, right? So yeah, like one of my most commented videos recently, I talk about obviously said that BBC has radicalized white man. That video, like I think it got 26,000 views, so that's obviously well above my average. But like it didn't go viral or anything. But like I think it got like 1,300 comments, and a bunch of comments obviously they got automatically flagged. And some people, like they said something really offensive. I had to like block a couple of people. But I think yeah, they definitely rouse up a lot of people. Yeah, and then I said, well, like obviously if you're it's very bad. Like if you're a white guy, like do not watch like a pretty little white girl get stretched out by a black guy. That's terrible for you. And I'm just telling the 100% truth, right? And I think that point triggers a lot of people. So maybe it's the algorithm is more likely to push it out. There's a lot of arguments, a lot of going back and forth in the comment section. Yeah, I think that video got like 1,300 comments, which for a video with only like 26,000 views, it's an insane amount of comment. Yeah. I think soccer's too much running up and down. You have to have strong lungs. Yeah, on average, you run about 10 kilometers per 10 kilometers per match race, or 6.2 miles. A lot of running for sure. What kind of documentaries? Okay. I'm a British Chinese living in Derby. Okay. What demographics of views would you likely to have more of? Well, you cannot see, like, you can see which country they're from. Obviously, it doesn't tell it. You can see the male and female distribution. Like, my channel is like 88% male, 88 to sometimes 90%. There's also some women who watch my videos, but obviously you wouldn't tell, like, the race, ethnicity, or religion. You wouldn't be able to tell. It's just yeah, over 40% of the audience are in the United States. That's what it says. That's the usual number for most of my videos. And the number 2 demographic, it's in the Canada, about like 10 to 12%, and in the UK it's about 8%. So that's the top 3 countries. Yeah, British Chinese living in Derby. Okay, I saw your Argentina video. It's crazy. They have about half the slaves that went to USA went to. It's crazy. About half the slaves that went to USA went to Argentina today. They only make up 0.7%. Yeah, pretty sure Argentina has virtually no black people, man. Yeah, that's what I said. It's almost like a pure Aryan country. So NATO is the good guys. Spanish with a lisp. With a lisp. Yes, like Real Madrid, like Real Madrid. Is that how you say it? How do you say the Santiago Bernabeu? I don't know. I don't speak a little bit of French, but broken French, but I don't speak Spanish. I'll have to pick it up while I'm in China, while I have more time. I'll try my best to improve my French and work on my Spanish. Argentina has insane take on black people, I guess. Why are you so obsessed with black people? Kim Rose, 1888. No, I don't think that's true, man. I cover everybody. It's just every time I cover a certain topic, a lot of people just tend to get triggered. Like, I also have a lot of other videos that covers a lot of other topics. But once again, right, if the topic is not controversial, people don't watch it. So why are you going back to China? I need to save money, man, because I can live off of $500 a month in China easily, no problem at all. And I cannot survive here. So everything has gotten worse. And I'll release more in my monologue. Since I'm here, I will tell you guys this, right? Since most of the people who are watching are probably fairly interested in my content, so you're willing to sit through a live stream. So yeah, at the store I'm working at, nowadays, before a price goes up, we have paper signs. You have to actually print a new sign and replace the new label, and so when the price go up. Now, unfortunately, with technology, everything's electronic. So the price, it changes automatically. Like, you don't change the prices on the computer anymore. Everything is decided by the, what do you want, the head office, whatever you want to call it, the management. So nowadays, like, sometimes you just wake up, right? It's a new shift. You go to work, you're like, oh my God. Like, literally, okay, the most popular, one of the most popular items, the 4 liters, 2% milk, right? That was this past summer was 609. Then went up to like 625. Now it's 648. Like the 2 liter 2% milk, it was $5. Then it was $5.34. Now it's $5.68. So it went up by like 13% in like 3 months. And even the one of our most popular items, the tofu, the 4-pack, it's called Sunrise Tofu. Last September, it was literally $2.59. It went from $2.59 a pack to $2.99. So you think 40 cents, that's not a big deal, but that's 16.4% increase. So your wage, right? Most of you, unless you get a promotion, most of you, your wage only goes up by 1 or 2% per year. Now, it's a little bit different, of course, if you, let's say, if you're just starting at a new job, if you got a government job, your wage usually goes up significantly, like maybe 10% or more for the next 5 years. So let's say if your starting wage at a government is like 60,000 per year, then you make, the next year you'll make 70,000 and 80,000. But after 4 or 5 years, you reach a top rate, right? Once you reach that top rate after 5 years, your wage, it stagnates. It does not go up. It only goes up 1 or 2%, right? Let's say if you're making 100,000, the next year you might make 101,000 or 102,000. Then that's it. And the next year you make 103,000. Once again, unless you get a promotion, right? Without a promotion, it's just you only get 1 or 2. Okay, there's a super chat. I'll go through the super chat and I'll come back to the inflation thing where I said it's impossible to survive here. Okay, thank you so much, Necro Dancer, for 1111. I'll leave a heart. Please pray for me this prayer. Great Dragon in the Middle Kingdom, please grant Necro Dancer 009 the mandate of heaven, and bless his jade knife with your Giga Lucky Dragon Fire of good fortune. Amen. Well, okay. Thank you so much. Maybe I'll leave a, is that how I want to do it? Leave a prayer. Thank you so much, Necro Dancer, for 1111. So I'll read this once again. Please pray for me this prayer. Is that what you want to read? Okay. All right, Dragon of the Middle Kingdom, please grant Please grant, oh, it's not Necrodancers, Necromancer 009, the mandate of heaven, and bless his jade knife with your Giga Lucky Dragon Fire of good fortune. Amen. Oh, thank you so much. Necromancer or Necrodancer. Oh, okay. No. In the chat, you said Necromancer, but the username is Necrodancer. I'll use Necrodancer 1111. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your super chat. So, yeah, thank you so much. And I'll be saying a prayer. So, what was I saying? The inflation has gotten so bad. I would say whatever they're telling you, the consumer price index, the actual inflation number right now in Canada is 2.4%. That's a lie, because I know. Just look at every single day. Just literally, this happened 2 weeks ago. I wake up, right? I start stocking, right? The milk comes in. I look at the price for the chocolate milk, 1 liter chocolate milk. One day, literally the day before, was $3. The next day, it's $3.79. Think about that, percentage-wise. $3 to $3.79, okay? That's an increase of 27%. 27% increase overnight. Yeah, just like that. Even, like I said, the tofu, it went up 16.4%. Even one of our most popular items, it's called the Papa Fried Chicken. It's an entire fried chicken, okay? So when it was first launched last summer, it was $12 for a full chicken, which is pretty good. Literally, after a couple months, it went from $12 to $15. Yeah, $12 to $15, 25% increase. Even the corn, sometimes I used to buy them regularly. Now I don't really buy them anymore. So you get two corn, usually yellow corn in a box. So not frozen, already cooked, steamed, ready to eat. So that was like $3.88 for 2 corn. Now it's $4.99. So that went up by 22%, 23% overnight, just like that. Everything, that's what I mean. Yeah, Anna Kasparian's absolutely right. Everything has gotten so much worse. You wonder why the young generation, they're drowning in debt. We wonder why they have no money. Yeah, it's just like that. Like chocolate milk, it goes up by 27% overnight. How are people supposed to survive, man? Like the governments, they want the world to fail, man, because they can actually stop all of this, but I don't think they want to, man. It's gotten so freaking bad. That's why people are stealing every single day, because you just simply cannot afford to buy groceries anymore. So let me drink some more mango juice. Sorry, I got to blow my nose again. It's gotten bad. Yeah. I'm running out of mango juice too. I'll get something else. Dude, it's wired. Okay, where I'm at. Yeah, so that's why I was talking about like the retail theft, and why am I leaving? People are asking. Yeah, it's everything has gotten worse, man. It's becoming increasingly impossible. Just basic necessities, right? Even the windshield washer fluid that I usually get at Walmart. Last time it was like $4.48. Now it's $4.68. You think it's not much, right? 20 cents, right? Like that's like a 4% increase. Like my wage, right? I work at a minimum wage. Minimum wage every year only goes up by 2%. Anything north of 2%, it's absolutely terrible for you. And every time these prices go up, you think it's not much, right? But it's like 5, 10, or 15, or 20%. Yeah, so it means that a lot of people are going to be drowning in debt, and it means that there's going to be a dramatic increase of a retail theft because people simply cannot afford to buy the everyday essentials anymore. So, yeah. Trump has to bring the prices down. Nobody will care anything else, so he accomplishes. Do you have a girlfriend? I'm keeping that secret for now. What do you think about Singapore? As a rich country and a multiracial one. But Singapore it's like 75% Chinese, and there's a small number of Indians and a bunch of other Asians. It's not extremely ethnically diverse though. It's a Chinese majority country. So, but also like in Singapore, they actually punish you. So the reason why the Western nations are failing, because like I said, retail theft, nobody ever gets punished. Everybody gets away with it. So yeah, in Singapore, they have something called, if you're caught with a retail theft, they call it canning. But you know what canning is, right? Whoop, pow! How do you make that sound? It's just like they use a whip. Literally, you get tied up to a device, and usually it's 3 whips for retail theft. And you think it's nothing, right? That whip is real, and you'll have your back broken, like you get it right in the ass. And 3 whips, it will leave you with a permanent scar. scar of shame. It never ever goes away, and honestly, it hurts so bad. Like, well, I'm not saying that, how do I know it if you're asking me, but like that punishment has been going on in China since the beginning of time. They ended it in like 1911. People used to get hit in the ass with bamboo sticks, right? If you said something that offended the emperor, right? So a bunch of eunuchs will drag you down, they pull your pants down, you get hit in the ass by a bunch of bamboo sticks. After you've taken like 30, 40, 50 hits, like, first of all, you won't be able to sit down. You have to lie flat on your, with your ass cheeks up for like the next week, and your back is permanently broken. That's what the caning does to you. They actually punish people. Like, if you're caught with retail theft, for real, in Singapore, you get 3 slashes. Yeah, like plantation style. Yeah, so that's why, and there's no crime. Yeah, because, what do you call it? The consequences, yeah, the dildo of consequences rarely comes looped in Singapore, right? And that's why, China has virtually zero violent crimes, because you have to actually punish these criminals for doing these kind of things. But unfortunately, the Western system, they're encouraging this kind of behavior because these people will never ever be held accountable. Never. That's why they'll continue to steal every single day. Wow, amen, dude, it's wired. What a mouthful. Okay, how long are you sticking with a minimum job? What's next after that? Oh yeah, Andy Kingpin. I just said that earlier in the live stream. I'm leaving next week, so yeah, I'll be in China for the next bit while my financial situation improves. And hopefully, as my situation improves, with the more money I earn from this channel, I will be traveling to many parts of the world and produce quality original documentaries. Yeah, that's the goal. How long is okay? Do you think raising rates could ease the inflation? No, I don't think raising interest rates or dropping interest rates would help. I think a lot of things like the groceries, the government has to come in and subsidize like these things, because, yeah, this cannot keep on happening, because I've worked at a store on and off for 13 years now, mostly part-time. I've also quit a bunch of times. Yeah, it's like your wage goes up by 2% every year, but everything else goes up by 10%. Yeah, eventually, like, the diarrhea is going to hit the air conditioner. Then all hell's going to break loose. The government has to come in and make sure that all prices are controlled. And if it gets too expensive, if these dairy farmers says that we cannot afford to sell milks and eggs at this price, then the deficit has to be made up by the government. Something dramatic has to change. This cannot keep happening, man. Like, it's gotten so bad, man. Like, everything. Like, I'll give you an example. So my employee discount at a store, you get a 10% discount, but every single month you have a limit. Once that's reached, you cannot have a discount anymore. When I first started working at a store, you get a maximum of $50 a month of savings of employee discount. So if you spend $500 on groceries, right, you get to save $50. You're not paying $450. Okay, that's perfectly fine. $50, that was the 2013 limit per month. Now it's $130. Okay, think about it like this, right? So $50 to $130. So that's 260%. Well, 160% increase, right? 260% of the original amount of $50. But think about, so that's, if you look at, that's the real inflation. If you want to look at how much prices have gone up, it's gone up 160%. But how much have wages gone up, right? Minimum wage back then was $10.25. Now it's $17.60. So wages have increased roughly 70%. Once again, so the cost of everything has gone up at grocery stores on average over the last 13 years by 160%. Wages have increased 70%. So 90% deficit. Yeah, that's not even like 1990s. I'm talking about 2013. Yeah, the average trip at the grocery store will cost you 90% more compared relatively to how much you're making. Yeah, this is what I mean. This is why so many people are drowning in debt. You wonder why young people aren't getting married. Everybody's so depressed. It's bad, man. Like, the government has to do something drastic. Yeah, or what you're going to see is that it's not going to be these kids from A.Y. Jackson High School. Or, like, everybody's going to be stealing. That's what you're going to see, man. Yeah, I'll cover this more during my full-length monologue, right, before I leave Canada. But it is bad, right? It's not just one certain area, right? It's not just the dating world is cooked. It's not just friendship is bad. It's not just about young people doing drugs, smoking weed, wasting their life away, rotting away. It's not about young people dropping out of school. It's this. And also, obviously, your rent, your mortgage. Because what happens is that when things get so expensive, people cannot afford to buy houses. And what happens when people cannot afford to buy houses? Well, obviously, you have the option to go homeless, but the vast majority of people, they will do anything to avoid becoming homeless. Well, if you cannot afford to buy a house, you have to rent. What happens when everybody cannot afford to buy a house? They all have to rent. That means the price of rent will skyrocket. So yeah, just like that, your car payment, your rent, your groceries is all going up like this. Yeah, that's real, right? But the employee discount, they went from $50 to $130. That's actually a realistic, right? What do you want to call it? Key metric to measure the real inflation level in the past 13 years. So 160% increase, while minimum wage has gone up by 90%. That means, sorry, by 70%. That means a 90% net deficit. Yeah, it is bad, man. And unless something changes drastically, yeah, the diarrhea is going to hit the air conditioner. So Canada only has 14 million people. Do you think raising rates? Yeah, that's where I was at. If it's over, why don't you move to China? Danny Dubronov. Yeah, that's what I said earlier in the live stream. I'll be in China for the next while. Yeah. Hey guys, what's up? Maurice July. Okay, nice live stream. Thank you for your support. Okay, Mr. J Holland 94. What's good, CH? Yeah, I was just talking about the inflation. Yeah, I'm just catching up the comments now. I was talking about how bad everything is at the grocery store, because at the end of the day, right? Okay, you can try everything. You can try your best to save money. First of all, obviously, don't pay for OnlyFans. That's obviously absolutely terrible for me. But you can cancel Netflix. You can cancel Amazon Prime. You can cancel Spotify, right? You can stop eating out. You can stop going to the movies, right? Too expensive. Don't go on any dates, right? You don't have a girlfriend. Very basics. Okay, you can even sell your car, right? Buy a bus pass, right? Get a bicycle. You can get rid of all of that, but there's one essential, right? That everybody must do this, right? Once in a while, you have to go to the grocery store, probably once every week on a regular basis, because you still have to eat, right? One of the basic necessity, right? At the very least, probably 2 meals a day, or like you're not gonna have to make it. Everybody has to go to the grocery store regularly. This is the one area you absolutely cannot cut. But when the prices are going up like this, right? When the chocolate milk goes from $3 to $3.79 overnight, 27% increase. Yeah, what are people going to do? Yeah. Like, you cannot get around this grocery store thing, right? You can cut out everything, right? You don't have to go to a fancy restaurant to eat some butter poached lobster, right? Or filet mignon or something, or 14-ounce ribeye steak. But you still got to buy, at the very least, the instant noodle or craft dinner or something. But yeah, if they keep raising the prices like 5, 10, 15% every single year, yeah, people are going to be doomed. So, what? Interesting documentary about sex trade in China. What's up? We'll all be credit card slaves. Yeah, it doesn't matter what the boomers are saying. The reality is that everything has gotten worse, man. It was so much easier to survive back in the day. And like the biggest, also the indicator, right? In my mom's generation in China, like my mom, my dad, my stepmom, right? My uncles, aunts, like cousins, those people, like in the boomer generation, everybody owned homes. My dad, he owned 2 houses. My mom, at her peak, she owned 3 properties, right? My grandparents, they owned homes. Those are my mom's siblings. Everybody had a house, right? Okay, in China, once again, you don't really own it, but like once again, it's leased to you for 70 years. But still, like you have a place, like they didn't have to pay rent or anything. They actually got to kind of own it. It was leased to them for 70 years. Everybody in that generation owned homes. Now, like the young people, they all have absolutely nothing. That's the greatest indicator. And also, you wonder why people are not having children. If between 2 young people, the lucky ones who are able to find a girlfriend, right? I'm not talking about the incels or the crazy woman, with the purple hair or the blue hair with the nose rings and tattoos. They have 6 cats. Okay, not those ones, right? The nice ones who actually are in a long-term marriage or committed relationship. The reason why they're not having kids is that, well, if with 2 incomes, all you can afford is a 1-bedroom apartment, the last thing you will be thinking about is raising children. That's why even in China, most their marriages are dink marriages. And once again, this is also terrible because most dink marriages, the vast majority of them will end in divorce. I'm just telling you, that's basically the breakdown, right? If you look at the average divorce rate, you can say it's 50%, okay? For a couple who are married with children, it's about 20%. For a couple who's married without children, for dink marriages, it's about 80%. Because once you have a kid, it's extremely difficult, like for the process to go through, for you to actually get a divorce. It's very easy to divorce when there's no children involved. It's part of the reason why it is so high for dink marriages, right? Yeah, so for a young couple, that's why so many young Chinese women, right, they ask the husband, do you have a home, right? If you have a house, if you own a property, I will marry you, okay? If not, then it's a deal breaker, okay? That's it, date over. Yeah, that's why it's it is a deal breaker for so many young modern women because yeah, if, with two incomes combined, all you can afford is a one-bedroom apartment. Nobody will be raising children. Where are you going to put the baby? Where are you going to put the crib? What about the toys? Like we only have one bedroom. Where's the baby gonna sleep, right? If the baby is sleeping right in our bedroom, right, the baby's gonna wake up in the middle of the night. It's gonna start crying. It's gonna like and then none of us will be getting any sleep. So yeah, so many problems that needs to be addressed, but unfortunately, I don't think the government cares anymore. Like I said, it's the greatest indicator, right? Everybody in the previous generation had homes. The fact that my dad got to own two homes and my mom at one point owned three homes, and look at what's after that, right? I look at everybody around me. All these young people, they have absolutely nothing. Yeah, Anna Kasparian, 100% correct. Yeah, everything has gotten worse, man. Everything. So, do they play baseball in China? No. Baseball is only played in Taiwan, in South Korea, and in Japan. Nobody plays baseball in China. Most people don't know the rules. Uh, let's see. Europe's last bottle. 26. I feel cooked living in BC. Live lived better off 2K when I was 18 than 7K now. Yeah, it's absolutely outrageous, man. It's gotten so bad. If only you knew how fast prices rise in Russia nowadays, you wouldn't complain. But Russia's economy is not collapsing. There's like journalists who are going to Russia to document everything. Sure, they have problems, but life goes on. Even during in 2022, even with all the sanctions from Western countries, their economy only shrunk by 2%, and they've bounced back since then. The economy is still growing. Yeah, I think things are so much worse here. Hot dog. Trump does what Israel wants him to do. Breaking news. What? Trump attacks Iran? No, I don't think that's true, man. Trump attacks Iran? I don't think that's happened. Make Israel great again. No, Trump did not attack Iran. Okay, I'll have to look that up. So I'm just make sure I don't miss any comments. Okay, it seems like I'm caught up on the comments and on the super chats too. Okay. Okay, I've been on this for 2 hours. I can keep this going, even though I'm not feeling the best. But I do have some more stuff I want to share with you guys since you guys are with me on this live stream. Sorry, I gotta blow my nose again, man. It's bad. Well, it's a good thing that, okay, I don't think I will lose connection again. Well, knock on wood. So it's been good for the last bit. Oh, hi, sorry, I'm just studying. That's okay. Someone tried to come in. It's, one moment. I'm just gotta blow my nose. Oh, if you're wondering why the pretty much the entire campus is empty because it's like reading week. Also, it's Sunday, so I guess I don't know who that guy was. Hope it was not a janitor trying to clean. So I do want to. I have one more can of drink. So I get really thirsty when I'm talking all the time. Okay, I got one more. Drinking too much sugar, but I gotta keep myself going. Some brisk strawberry tea. So I gotta keep myself going. I do want to share something else. Yeah. One second. Yeah, there's enough battery on my phone. Yeah, here's what was I saying? Yeah, I covered the inflation thing. Okay. Okay, hey CH, love you Vits. Okay, thank you so much for your support. Ace98777. Why ideology are you actually advocating for socialism with Chinese characteristics? No. Well, I don't think socialism can work. I don't think clearly capitalism is failing because I don't think the world can go on at its current trajectory. So this is what I think. I'll expand on this since I caught on a topic, right? Okay, there's still 84 people watching. That's good. I'm on for over 2 hours. The reason why, like I said, you know how my dad died, my mom, despite all of the divorces, all of the chaos, how they got to have everything. Well, first of all, like I said, generation wealth is very important. You inevitably at some point you will need help from your parents. That's 100% normal. Okay, that has nothing to do with being lazy or laying flat. So nowadays, like vast majority of Chinese women, number one requirement, right? If you want to, right, marry me, right? If you want to take me as your bride, they'll ask you, do you own a house, right? Honestly, it's a deal breaker for the vast majority of the women. If you don't own a home, right? That's why a lot of people say, why do they say they call women chicks? What do chicks look for? They look for a nest. They look for a home, right? A woman's not going to marry a man without a house. You do have to have a house, right? And the Chinese guys who are lucky enough to get married to a Chinese girl, they all own homes. And the reason why, if you're wondering how the average 25-year-old Chinese guy, right, in the current era of inflation, how they can afford to own homes so they can get married. It's all generational wealth. They inherited that home from their parents. That's the only way. The way my dad got 2 houses, like I mentioned before, right? My family is pretty insane. So my grandfather, he's the Chinese Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, let's just be honest. Unfortunately, yeah, he was the first police chief in the town where I was born in, and he was a sexual predator. Yeah, tons of women were raped by him. So but he was the police chief, right? He was never ever who was going to prosecute him. Nobody. He was the number one guy in town. The place was so small, right? There was nobody above him. There was no local mayor or politician. He was the number one guy. So he had a lot of property. So when he passed away, he left a 160 square meters. So that's about 1,700 square feet. 4-bedroom house to my dad. That's how my dad got his first property. Why do you think my dad was able to get married twice, right? Once again, a woman's not going to marry, especially in China. A woman will not marry you if you tell her, right? Let's just rent even a 2 or 3-bedroom apartment. She will say no. You have to have a house. So there's the most important requirement. That's how my dad got his first house. The second house, right? He got it through his work. A lot of companies in China, they used to do this. The boomers, they don't want to admit it. Okay, they say, oh, we had it so difficult. My dad's job was set up by my grandfather, my paternal grandfather, right? He was the police chief. He could set up anybody. So he got my job. That is really easy job where most of the time he just does nothing. He doesn't even have to show up. Even when he shows up, he just chit chats. He plays, poker or mahjong work every single day. He'll be smoking cigarettes. Oh my God, it's lagging again. Better not be losing connection. Okay, it's fine. So, yeah, my dad's old job in China. So he left this job obviously many, many years ago. He quit in 2002. So most of the time he did nothing, right? That job was only possible because of his dad, my paternal grandfather, set him up with that job. And obviously he could not get fired because of who my dad's dad was. He was the police chief. So through that job, right, the company also gave my dad his second house, which was also roughly a 160 square meters or 1,700 square feet house. Once again, 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. He got 2 properties for free through generational wealth. That's how the boomers were so wealthy. It's all through generational wealth. That's why if you come from a broken, dysfunctional family, you want to talk about it, people say, oh, that's controversial or it's racist or something. If you look at Black America, right, look at how the vast majority of the Black people are living. I agree. They're living in extreme poverty. I look around these hoods in these inner cities. I cannot believe these people are living like this. The reason why they're so poor is because, so I believe right now, 72% of Black children in America are being born out of wedlock. 64% are being raised by single mothers. Also, Black Americans, yes, they do have the highest family separation rate. They have the highest divorce rate in America. Yeah, you want to talk about, why are white people obsessed with adopting children of color? Well, why are so many Black kids up for adoption? Where are their dads? Are they off to buying lactose-free milk or something? Because if you look at the adoption rates, once again, right, Black Americans, 13% of the population, 23% of the adoptions are Black babies. Yeah, so when you have broken up dysfunctional homes, it will lead to generational poverty. When people are asking me, right, are most Chinese people successful? How come, you're just broke-ass Chinese guy with nothing? Well, my family is borderline insane. I got absolutely nothing. The reason why my dad, his brothers, right, my mom, all of those people in that generation, my uncles, my aunts, the reason why they all had generational wealth was because they had help from their parents. If you don't have your family to support you, you're 100% doomed. And that's why so many people are struggling. I mentioned, right, China is becoming the worst capital of the world. In 2019, China set a new record, 4.7 million divorces in 1 year. Think about that. 4.7 million divorces. By the way, it takes 2 people to get divorced. That means there are 9.4 million individuals involved in these divorces. And that's just the people who finalized the divorce. Imagine the people who have filed for the process of divorce, but they're still going to the family courts to go through the battles with assets and custody, right? And there's also the cases where people who are married on paper, but they're absolutely miserable. They don't even have sex with each other, right? There's no love life. The guy's sleeping on the couch and the woman's sleeping with some other guy. So imagine the people who want to get divorced but can't. So just think about the family separation crisis in China. That's why so many young people are laying flat. They're letting it rot. They're completely broke. They can never afford to afford anything. It's because you do need generational wealth and you will need help from your parents. If you get zero assistance, then you're probably doomed. Okay, and people keep bringing up like the extreme exceptions. They say, what about LeBron James, who grew up without a father? Okay, how many people are out there are LeBron James, right? are on the same level. There's only one LeBron James. That's it. Okay, that's the extreme 0.01% exception. Go to the inner cities in America. See what most modern black people are living. Like, just look at the hood. Look at the state of degradation. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't have family. So yeah, and it's so unfortunate. That's why I keep coming back to the topic. Yeah, something drastic has to be changed. You cannot, like, people like my mom, right? Like 7 divorces. My sister, 3 divorces. This is her 4th marriage. 2 kids, 2 different baby daddies. So yeah, that's why everybody is screwed, right? And I talk about this as well. Like, trigger a lot of people. Yeah, if you're someone who's, they call it FBA, Foundational Black American, the odds of you getting aborted in the womb is 50%. 1 out of every 2 pregnancies by black women in the United States is aborted. Look at New York City. In New York City, I think blacks are something like 25%, maybe 27% of the population. Over 70% of the abortions in New York City are performed on black women. Yeah, you want to talk about that? So the fact there are over 400,000 black babies aborted, murdered in the womb every single year in America. Yeah, if you're a black American, the odds of you getting murdered in the womb, it's 50%, 1 out of every 2. Yeah, and it's the same thing. You want to talk about the birth rate crisis. America has about 3.7 million births every year. But how many abortions does America have every single year? 1 million. Yeah, what if you outlaw abortion? Yeah, you think there will be a birth rate collapse? Absolutely not. What if you outlaw the birth control? Yeah, birth rates will go up like this. The numbers you see, right? You see in the Middle East or India or Pakistan or Sub-Saharan Africa, they're pumping out 5, 6, 7, 8 children. That's kind of an illusion, because if Western countries got rid of, if we actually criminalized abortion, if we actually criminalized birth control and contraceptives, the birth rates will be the same, right? Even during the Holodomor, during some of the greatest famines in history, during the Dark Ages, right? During the Crusades, everything, right? During the battle, during the Reconquista, is that what you call it? Yeah, when the Spanish took back the what's it called? Iberian? Yeah, when the Spanish took back the Iberian Peninsula in 1492, during our darkest times, people got married and people had children. Yeah, so all of this, right? Everything we're doing is anti-human. Everything. Yeah, like I covered that. I know the abortion video got pretty dark. It is murder. And the fact that you think about, China has a collapsing birth rate. China last year had 7.9 million births. China had 6 million abortions. Okay, once again, this is without birth control, without contraceptives, right? Just the abortion. Over 40% of the pregnancies in China are terminated in the womb. That's absolutely insanity, man. Absolute, complete insanity. Yeah, everything's gone backwards, man. So, yeah, let me, okay, there's still enough battery in my phone. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Yeah, about that part, since I know the guys who are still staying on now, they want to hear more from me, right? My perspective on on maybe black pill or certain things in life. Yeah, just really think about that. Like, how is this possible, right? How can you have over 40% of pregnancies being terminated in the womb, and how can you have 4.7 million divorces in a single year? Everything is completely broken. And think about it like this, right? I've covered this in the past. Just to give you guys a quick refresher before I catch up on some more of the comments. So, you wonder why, right? So when children's being raised by a single mother, that kid's going to have all kinds of issues, obviously. And you wonder why also, why are they so broke? How come they have no money? The only people get benefits from the government? Think about it like this. When you have a stable nuclear family, you have the father, you have the mother, let's say they have 2 kids. You have a daughter and a son, right? You all live under one roof, okay? Under one roof. And let's say you don't own the house outright. You have to pay mortgage, property tax, right? That's totally fine. Okay, let's say both parents are working. With 2 incomes, right? You only have to pay 1 mortgage, 1 property tax. Also, you have 1 hydro bill. You have 1 parking fee. Let's say you have to pay for parking, right? 1 parking fee you have to pay. You pay for 1 internet service, right? Everything, right? And the utensils you use, the calories you use, right? Everything can be shared in the household. When you have a family of 4 also, let's say you spend $500 a month at the grocery store, right? Everything gets eaten. Nothing gets wasted. What happens when you split this family into 2, right? Let's say, okay, now the guy gets screwed over by the family court. He's alone. The mom gets to raise 2 kids, right? First of all, the guy has to find his place, right? Now, okay, the woman, she's the worst now. She's a single mom. She has to work. She has to take care of 2 kids. She's going to be miserable. She's going to have no time. She has no time. or the resources to help the kids are going to be all kinds of messed up. Also, she's still paying property taxes. She's still paying mortgage on the house. She still has to pay for parking. She still has to pay for gas. She still has to pay for hydro bills, for internet, right? She still has to pay her cell phone bills. Now this guy, before they can share everything together, he's out of his separate place, right? He still has to pay for a separate rent, for a separate apartment. He still has to make car payments for his separate vehicle because they're separated now. He still has to pay child support because that's his kids. They're divorced now. They're separated, right? He has to pay for his phone bill. He has to pay for a separate internet bill, right? And with one guy, right, with a family of 4, nothing gets wasted. On average, I've had this so many times before. It's unfortunate when you live by yourself, right? Probably at least 20% of the stuff you buy at the grocery store goes straight into the trash. It gets wasted. It goes bad, right? It goes moldy. So yeah, at least 20% of your food, that money you spend at the grocery store gets wasted, right? When you split a family in two, all of your bills will double. Your rent doubles, your electricity bill doubles, or your parking fee, the amount of money you spend on gas, everything doubles. That's why everybody's so broke. That's why my mom, right? She used to own 3 houses. Yeah, her credit score is like 300. She's gone completely bankrupt. She still has a line of credit to be paid back. She still has loans because, well, she's divorced 7 times. Yeah, the family separation divorces, yeah, it is probably the single biggest contributing factor to the downfall of our society. Because, instead of, getting generational wealth like my dad and my mom did, right? What you get is complete financial ruins, total destruction, total bankruptcy. Yeah, a lot of people say guys get screwed over, women get screwed over too. Vast majority of time, right, when there's a divorce happens, especially in a contested divorce. Think about, right, if the divorce is contested, if you have to go to the family court, you gotta take time off of work, you gotta pay your lawyer 10, 20, 30K to settle this divorce settlement. Oftentimes, it is inevitable that both sides will end up in bankruptcy after the divorce. Yeah, it's just total madness. Think about that. China, 4.7 million divorces in 1 year. In my home province, the current divorce rate is 71.5%. Yeah, 71.5%. Yeah, that's the state of we're living in. So yeah, I just really, really want to share that for my live stream. Really think about that for your New Year's message. Yeah, Year of the Horse. The complete destruction of the nuclear family. Yeah, that's why I believe in bringing back arranged marriages. That's why so many laws has to be changed around marriages and divorces. This cannot keep on happening unless you have support from your family, unless you have, unless you can get generational wealth from your parents. Yeah, that's why so many these Chinese youths, they're laying flat. There's absolute zero hopes for them. Zero. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, I'll drink some juice now, try to catch up on some of the comments. Probably one last round. Yeah, 2 hours and 21 minutes. Yeah, I've been going on for a while now. I know that got pretty depressing, but yeah, this is all 100% real. Yeah, I wish I was joking, but my mom's 7 divorces, my sister 3 divorces, and yeah, 95% of my family separated. That's why they all have nothing. You do need help from your parents. It's just how the world works. Buy a house in a cheaper city 50 miles away. Yeah, power really breaks some people. Start working on DoorDash, 20 years old, save 50%. Okay, one child policy probably made things harder for men today. Women can be choosy. Don't ask what your country can do for you. Ask what your country can do for Israel. Did you guys, I have to watch it. Tucker Carlson's interview with Mike Huckabee. I've been too busy working all the time. I won't have the time because it's like 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'll take some time to watch that. Yeah. I wonder if Tucker Carlson got threats in Israel. I did say before, I think the United States should not be aligning itself with Israel. They should sever all ties. But, that's, I guess we have to ask Jared Kushner that question. So, yeah. My mom used to insist them to keep my dad away from the kids, and then she abandons them. Me too, bro. I ain't got anything from my parents. Yeah, that's why I'm 100% screwed. And look at, for example, Elon Musk, right? He was always extremely wealthy, right? His dad was a successful businessman. His mom is actually Canadian. He also has Canadian citizenship. His mom was a Canadian supermodel. They were both millionaires. Generational wealth. Trump, right? Donald Trump. His dad was a multi-millionaire. Generational wealth. Yeah, to go from 0 to like top 1%, like Andrew Tate calls it top G, it's impossible, man. I'm just telling you. Unless like someone like LeBron James, he was obviously genetically gifted. You have to have that from the moment when you're born. Like, what if LeBron James was my size? Absolutely not, right? You gotta remember, like, this guy is, 6'9" and 265, right? So you gotta have the genetics with you. So not everyone can play sports. There'll be more crimes too. Everything you say is facts, but it's all by design, divide and conquer. I mean, they promote that lifestyle as culture, hood, and rap. You had a good video on the summer last year, renting the city as well, single people versus relationship families, shared resources, and conception. Yeah, so UCM touch, no one's dating marriage. Also on that, right? You talk about, for example, let's say in the city, your magical romantic dream city, right? There's some utopia. Everyone is married or in a relationship, right? What happens is that if everybody's living together, right? You have two people renting, let's say, nope, okay, forget about owning a home, it's too expensive. They're all renting a one-bedroom apartment, right? If everybody's in a relationship, right? They can share that burden, right? They can share the rent. It's a lot easier to afford a one-bedroom apartment with two incomes, right? They can stay under one house. That means that literally, right, the vacancy rate, right, for that city will literally increase by 50% because half the units are going to be empty, right? Let's say if you have 100,000 units and let's say if you have 100,000 people, right? If everybody gets a rents a one-bedroom apartment, the city is completely full. That means the rent is going to be this high. It's going to skyrocket because there's zero vacancy rate. But if everybody's in a relationship, right, then they're all shacking up, right? That means that you have 100,000 people living in 50,000 apartments. That means the other 50,000 apartments are going to be empty, right? So, the housing crisis is going to be gone because, yeah, all of these houses are going to be available and ready to rent, right? And the price of rent will drop like this. So the less relationships you see, that means the more rent will skyrocket because, single people, right? Two single people are obviously not going to live together. A guy and a woman are both single. They're not going to be shacking up and living in a one-bedroom apartment. So, yeah, more broken up families, less relationships, less friendships, right? That means that, yeah, everything's related. It means that, the housing availability will drop drastically as well. And when the housing market availability drops like this, that means rent will skyrocket. Yeah, everything is all related. So, no one dating married. I believe I can go from 0 to 100. I went from broke to owning stocks, real estate, agro investment under 1 year. All these were achieved legitimately. Okay, if the comment is real, then good for you. Okay, my fix. Okay, I hope it looks like you got your life sorted out. So good for you. So, excuse me, just gotta blow my nose again. Okay, it's good. Ever since that 2-minute glitch earlier in the live stream for my phone and also like internet for my laptop went down a couple times, but it seems like it's okay now. So 2.5 hours. So if you guys have any questions you want to throw in the chat, you can send me in the chat. Maybe I'll share one last bit of story while you guys is some more questions will come in before I land finish this live stream. So once again, like I said, I'll be leaving my job by the end of next week. Maybe I'll share one last bit of detail and about the future of this channel, basically. So, okay. Matt Walsh thinks divorce should be a crime. What do you think? Christopher Miller, 7205. Well, I don't think it should be a crime. So sometimes things will get really complicated, I understand. I think if with this right policies in place, right, divorce rate can be lowered to less than 5%. In extreme cases, I think you do have to file for divorce. So what do I mean extreme cases? Okay, for example, if you find out your husband, not just cheating, okay? Cheating is very rampant, unfortunately. But let's say if you're a woman, you find out your husband, he has, let's say, 2 other mistresses, and he has a kid with you, and he already has 2 other kids. He has a son with mistress number 1, and he has another daughter with mistress number 2. If it's gotten that bad, I would say, unfortunately, the marriage is over. And so same thing, vice versa, right? If you find out, let's say, right, during the early days of your marriage, if your wife, she was a little bit, sexually promiscuous, she was a little bit slutty, right? Back in the day when she was 24, newlywed, she messed around a little bit, and you had your question marks since day one. Then 5 years down the road, you decided finally, you know what? I'm going to take this to the paternity court. I'm going to take a DNA test. Then you find out the daughter or your son, it's not yours. And I'm so sorry. I mean, that's got to be the worst case scenario. That as a guy, I don't think you can ever recover from that. To find out that, the child you have been raising is not yours. Yeah, the marriage has to end immediately. So I think, you have to put policies and limitations in place, right? So, like, you cannot just divorce whenever you feel like it. The vast majority of them, I've seen so many divorces, right? Just look at my family. So vast majority of the divorces can be 100% avoided, right? Sometimes it's just Okay, they get into some stupid argument like Rachel and Ross, right? Oh my God, we're on a break. No, we were not, right? Oh, let's just cool down. Let's get some frozen yogurt or ice cream. Then something crazy happens. They're like, let's divorce. Yeah, the vast majority can be 100% eliminated. And also things like I said, right? Don't allow second or third or fourth marriages. I've seen way too many. Your best chance at surviving a marriage is your first marriage. That's your best chance. Yeah, if you actually really, really try to work on everything, right, you probably have a 95% chance of succeeding. But unfortunately, too many people are marrying and divorcing for the wrong reasons. And once you have failed at your first marriage, you have no chance. That's it. Because I've seen too many. Once you're at second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth marriages, guaranteed divorce. Guaranteed. It's just something happens to you. And also, right, psychologically, obviously, you have trauma from your first divorce. Also, there's a reason why you're divorced, right? If you're a model citizen, if you're a perfect diamond bachelor, right? If you're the perfect wife material, if you're a top 1% woman, why would you be divorced, right? There's a reason why you as the husband got divorced. There's a reason why you as the wife got divorced. Most of the time, when you enter a second marriage, it's probably with someone who's also divorced. So you have a guy who's full of problems with baggages, and you have a woman who's full of problems with baggages, right? So what's going to happen when you get married? Let's see if you both have a kid. This guy, the second husband, he has a son. The second wife, he has a daughter. You try to discipline the daughter. Oh, shut up, bitch. You're not my dad. Don't tell me what to do. Yeah, things like that. Every single day. So, yeah, after one marriage, everybody gets one marriage and one divorce. If things really, really cannot work out, like I said, if you find out, right, after 5 years, the kid is not yours, you got to file for divorce. The marriage has to end. And that's it. You get one marriage and one divorce. That's it. No second or third or fourth marriages. And also, one exception, obviously, is widow, right? If something really unfortunate happened, right? If your husband was on a business trip and you guys saw that video, right, with the UPS plane crash, horrific. Well, if you died in a plane crash, unfortunately, then as the wife, like you're not widowed. Obviously, that's not your fault, right? Even back in the day in ancient China, that was the only exception that was allowed, right? The woman could get married again. So usually what happens was typically the husband will get drafted to enter a war in the Middle Ages because there were so many wars and conflicts. He gets killed on the battlefield. Usually the widow, she has to dress all white. She has to guard her late husband's grave, right? And she has to basically keep everything clean. She has to dress all white and not see any man for the next year. And after 1 year, she takes, the white clothes off and she's allowed to marry for a second time. That's the only exception. Because yeah, if you're widowed, if your husband or wife died in a plane crash, that's not your fault. That's the only exception, right? So get rid of second, third, and fourth marriages. Terrible idea. One marriage and one divorce per person. That's it. Yeah. And let me try to catch up on some of the comments. Yeah, so that's why I think the Matt Walsh comment. That's a great question. Thank you, Christopher Millers. If you have any questions, you can shoot them in the comments. I'll go through one last round. Then I think it's a good time to wrap it up. A lot of people donated today. Thank you to everybody that's donated via Super Chats. Thank you for all of your support. So yeah, sorry about my internet connection. I'm hoping that when in China, nothing crazy happens with the internet because I still want to do this once in a while, about once a month. Yeah. So thank you for saying this again. It was a valid point I want to remember. Yeah. And it's just everything in this world is surrounded by the nuclear family. When that gets pulled apart, when the nuclear family breaks down, everything, all hell breaks loose. Nothing good will ever come out of this. That's why I said, right, the kids at A.Y. Jackson, these kids with the insane attitudes they're all stealing, yeah, this is a direct result of, 50% divorce rate in Canada. Yeah, how many of them raised by single moms, I would like to know. Yeah, absolutely outrageous. Yeah, and once again, right, the white kids steal too, okay? I'm not saying, okay, the blacks don't do it. Everybody steals, okay? That's my most honest assessment from what I have seen. Everybody steals. Man, woman, even the young, pretty white girls, they all steal, okay? Wait, oh, what is this? I've never seen this before. MyFix send 5 gift memberships. Wait, you can do that? I didn't realize someone can do this. Oh, thank you for your support. Is this like a super chat thing? So 5 people got to become channel members? Well, thank you for your support. MyFix, thank you for gifting 5 channel memberships. I cannot leave a heart or a like. Well, thank you for your support, MyFix, for gifting 5 channel memberships. So, and 5 people received it already. Oh, thank you so much for your support. So, where was I? Let me try to, my life is not really sorted out though. I just try to survive as much as I can. I was working hard labor when I was 16, fresh out of high school. I won't say I'm super rich now, but I'm comfortable. Okay, well, thank you so much, MyFix, for your support. Thank you for the 5 channel memberships. I'll try to catch up on one last round of comments. What do you mean? What do you think will happen, China in a few decades? Will so many educated people unable to find jobs or getting a degree? Well, I think a lot of those people will end up going back to school. Also, that's another good point. So, who answered? Oh, Great White Tiger. I try to tell Chinese people in Canada as well, especially for men going to university, unless you get into the best ones. So, like USA, right? Top three schools, maybe Harvard, Yale, Princeton. Those schools, you'll be fine. So, the Canadian equivalent, it's like U of T, University of Toronto, or McGill University in Montreal, or UBC, University of British Columbia. Those schools, you'll be fine. But most university degrees are probably not worth it. But still, so many Chinese parents, they keep putting so much pressure on their kids, saying that you have to study, 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 and go to university and go to university. The problem is that, yeah, China does not need 3,000 universities and 40 million students. You cannot have 10 million people graduating from universities and hope that all of them can find a job in their field, right? So yes, a lot of young people, they cannot find jobs, so they end up, working at the equivalent of DoorDash. A lot of them are delivery drivers, right, or making minimum wage at KFC or something. So yeah, I think what's going to happen is that a lot of those people, they'll realize that there's just not enough white collar jobs. So they will go probably into a blue collar field, because that's one thing AI cannot replace. Yes, AI is also replacing jobs. So I think what they'll do is that they might go to trade school for a year or two. They realize that they wasted 4 years at university getting a worthless degree. So maybe they'll try to become a plumber or electrician. Or heck, they just say, screw it, right? I'll just work at a factory, do some manual labor. So I think you will see a rise of a lot of people going to the trade industry. Yeah, a lot of people don't like that, especially Chinese people, because the past century of humiliation. They think, oh, working as a blue collar labor, this dirty low class peasant. But I think at some point the trend has to reverse, right? Way too many people are going to universities and degrees. Honestly, unless you get into the tier 1 schools, it's just not worth it. So yeah, I think they'll probably look for a blue collar job. They'll probably return to school again to go to trade school. And part of it, also their parents are probably had to take some responsibility as well, because they're putting so much pressure on their kids. Like, that's their only option, right? They had to go to university and now they cannot find a job. So yeah, I think yeah, a lot of them will go back to trade school. How about it? The worst penalty that lowest one's credit score. Yes, I think that can 100% work. By the way, yeah, a lot of people, so Login DOS, thank you. That's a great point. A lot of people talk about the China's social credit score. I think you guys have been consuming too much propaganda. It's okay. China's social credit score is the equivalent of your credit score in America or Canada. Okay, with tiny bit of difference, but it's pretty much the same, okay? Like, 900 is like the perfect score. Nobody ever gets to 900. If there's like 700, like that's pretty decent. 300 means you're completely screwed. Yeah, I think that's what my mom is at. So it's pretty much the same thing. And even like, you want to talk about China, like America's credit score, that came out of nowhere too. Canada copied it. I think it was launched in 1989. And just like that has stayed there ever since. I think that could work. Yeah, just if you're the worst, right? If you're like 750 credit score, drop it to 450. And there has to be drastic law changes. Yeah. Then my fix 5 gift memberships. Thank you for your support. Okay. The Walliness, 5 people received it. Master Love, the Freak Coin Key thing. Okay, some pretty interesting usernames. Okay, the Wally Knight, just a thought. Okay, I think becoming an electrician. Yeah, I'm just going through one last round of comments. So, is it better to find the love of your life online or in real life? And if you say real life, how? It's really hard outside. Yes, that's a great point. I've also covered this, right? Outside of work or education, especially in these Asian countries. Andy Kingpin, that's a great question. So, especially in China, in Taiwan, in South Korea, Japan, Singapore, it's worse than North America or Europe. People are working all the time, every single day. And obviously it has always been like that, right? I'm not saying, the boomers didn't go through this. But the thing is, the boomers had arranged marriage. Typically, like my grandfather, at the age of 20, he got arranged marriage to my grandmother. So typically a woman, right, back in the day, right? Think about, that's why they call it inflation. Everything is so much worse. Back in the day, a 20-year-old regular Chinese guy, my grandfather was 5'4", he can get arranged marriage to an 18-year-old virgin. And nowadays, look at what you get, right? So yeah, if you're working and working and working all the time, and before you go to the work, until you're 22, right? They tell all the Chinese people, you have to study and study and study and study, okay? And they say, oh, how come Asian guys have no riz? Well, yeah, no shit. Every single day, you're told you have to study, and after that, you have to work and work and work and work and work. So how can you have time to go on dates? How can you try to find love, right? So, and the women who are complaining about, oh, the quality of man is just gone down like this, because the real hardworking men, exactly, they're studying and they're working, they're studying and they're working. They don't have time to go on dates. That's why China, up until the 1980s, the 1990s, it was slowly phased out, has always had arranged marriages. It's the only way it can work. Because, yeah, the real hardworking men, they don't have any time for dates. Yeah, they talk about, that's why online relationships are so popular, because how are you supposed to have time to meet people in real life? You don't. You have to work all the time, right? Especially with the rampant inflation, it forces people to work more overtime. And for example, like my job, for an 8-hour shift, I have to put in 10 hours every single day because I live about 16.4 kilometers or 10.2 miles. So that's just one way from my work. So both ways is like over 20 miles or 33 kilometers commute. So I spend on average about 50 minutes every single day driving to work and driving back. And also, like, all minimum wage jobs are like that. Your breaks don't get paid. So you have to work 9 hours to get paid for 8 hours. So including the commute. So like typically, right, a guy who works 40 hours a week, right? If you take out the lunch break, right, take out your 15-minute break, take out the commute, you have to put in 50 hours just to get paid for 40 hours. Yeah. And during the winter, it gets worse. You have to shovel snow. The roads are so much worse, right? Construction, things like that, right? Things get in the way. And also, like a lot of people, they cannot survive on just working 40 hours a week. A lot of people have to work overtime. So yeah, how are you supposed to have time to date? The reality is you don't. And the ones who do, they're probably the people who are unemployed, living off of their parents. They're the douchebags, people with insane attitudes. And those are the guys that typically go on a lot of dates with women. That's why it's so many modern women, they get terrible experiences. Yeah. It is like in Western countries, it can never be implemented. But China is probably one of the few countries that can actually bring back the policy of arranged marriage. Because, yeah, it's probably the only thing that can work. Because if you're working all the time, like, you won't have any time to date. That's why way back in the day, like when the guy turns 20, you get arranged marriage to an 18-year-old virgin. Well, like, so, and now I don't think that concept sounds so terrible, right? Versus what you guys have right now. The boomers had it 10 times easier. Yeah, it's a system that worked because under arranged marriages, there was no divorce. And when China shifted to a Western style, right? Free dating, everybody's divorced. Yeah, that's just how it works. Yeah, so that's a great question. Yeah. Yeah, in China, they can bring back arranged marriages. I don't know. Like in the Western countries, you're doomed, man. Let me try to... let me catch up on one last bit of comments. I think there's a few new comments. Uber and Lyft. Asian parents are one-trick ponies for most of the time. Oh, shit. My internet is gone. So, okay, I'll just read straight from my phone. I'm nearing the land. My phone's dying as well, but I'll plug this in right now. I'll just look at straight at my phone. I won't look at the computer screen anymore. It's lost connection again. I don't know why it does that, man. It's freaking weird. Yeah, I can read the comments from my phone. So just last few comments, maybe. Okay, 1 second. Oh, shit. There's like the auto translation thing. I don't know why it's translating it to French. But like I can read it, but like with Google Translate, it might be wrong. Let me refresh this page. I think I just need to refresh, then it should be okay. Yeah, sorry, just give me 1 minute. I'm not ending this just yet. I'm just reading the last few comments, make sure I'm caught up. Then before saying goodbye. Okay, it's back. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why, man. This school's internet is, for my laptop, it doesn't like it. Okay. Chinese work, Amazon Flex, more Uber, Lyft. Was going to college worth it for you? Yeah, I would say it was okay, neutral. If I had the opportunity to go back, like honestly, the COVID completely ruined the first 2 years. Yeah, if it weren't for COVID, I would still choose to go back and get a degree. It's just like COVID kind of destroyed everything. I applied in 2019, like before COVID, obviously. Then COVID happened. It's very unfortunate. Yeah, I would say it was mostly if you try to weight in like all the positives and negatives, if you look for the net positive, I would say it was a net positive still. Yeah, thank you for taking the time. Yeah, thank you for your support. Where is that 350? Yeah, and also Andy Kingpin, I was on that question. That's a great question. Yeah, nowadays everybody has to work all the time. If you're working all the time, you really don't have time to date. Yeah, that's just how life is. Asian parents are one-trick ponies for most of the time, forcing kids to study. Same few occupations. I wanted to be a plumber, but it was just a pipe dream. Logging Dossie, that's a great comment. Thank you. That's a very good one. I haven't heard of that one in a very, very long time. Hello, mate. Great White Tiger. You're the okay, Great White Tiger. You're the only dude I know sharing about Chinese issues in a way Westerners can fully understand good stuff. Yeah, thank you for your support, Great White Tiger. Yeah, that was a great question you had earlier. Yeah, recently got desperate and asked out. I recently got desperate and asked out my sister's friend on LinkedIn, and it's getting really rough. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, but also that's the issue, right? And man, the boomers back in the day, they didn't have to deal with this because nowadays you say, oh, why don't you just try to approach someone in real life? I mean, unless you have that actor jawline, unless you look like Denzel Washington or Michael B. Jordan, right? Or let's say Tom Cruise or Matthew McConaughey or Chris Hemsworth. Unless you have that kind of actor jawline, obviously the girls will be going crazy for you. But if you're just a regular dude, the chances of you getting rejected, oh, women say, oh, don't be a creep, just talk to us, right? But the reality is that they only want the top 1% guys with the actor jawlines to talk to them. If you ask a regular guy, try to talk to these women, the odds of you getting rejected is like 97%. So that's something the boomers that never had to deal with because there was no dating. There was no asking out a girl, right? You just get arranged marriage. It was decided by your parents and that was it. So yeah, and it's very, very rough, man. Like I'm just telling you, as a regular guy, if you ask a girl out who is also, let's say, not crazy attractive, like say mid, 5 out of 10, the odds of you getting rejected, it's at least 95%, possibly north of that. It's just how real life is. Okay, let's see. What would you recommend that we do if we don't go to university? Are the trades better option or something? Okay, Mahomino boy. Okay, that's a very interesting username. If you don't go to university, honestly, you don't even have to go to trade school. If you're just okay with settling down of working manual labor at a factory, I mean, it's not the worst option. Personally, I worked at a factory for a year and 4 months. I didn't like it, but like some people work at a factory for their entire lives. At least at the factory, right? They have this rule, like every day if you work past 8 hours, you get double time. So if you need a little bit extra money, you can put in a 12-hour day. Then your last 4 hours, you get paid for 6, you get time and a half. On Saturdays are usually straight time and a half. And some factories even offer double time on Sundays and public holidays. Like the one I worked at operated like 24/7, 365. It never shut down. So even during the holidays, people showed up for like double time and triple time. Like there's a lot of overtime and you can still make, like, if you're willing to work hard, if you can put in 50 hours a week or more, you can make just as much as someone working at the government with the extra overtime pay. It's not, the worst thing in the world. And also you don't have to worry about paying back any student loans, right? At least you're starting out fresh. And any overtime you put in, you get to, pocket that extra cash for yourselves. So, some people say even the trades are overrated, right? If you think the trades are questionable, just honestly, even just working at a factory, I don't think it's not the best option, but it's not the worst option in the world. The last thing you want to avoid is don't go to any like the grocery store chain. Like don't go to like Walmart or Walgreens or Tim Hortons or Dairy Queen or KFC or Popeyes because all those places pay minimum wage, right? You get absolutely nothing out of it. And you can't even get overtime. The most they'll schedule you is 44 hours a week. So that's the law. I mean, the province of Ontario, after 44 hours, is mandatory. They have to pay you time and a half, at least at the factory, right? Like I said, all you need to do is if you need a little bit extra money, if you're putting a 12-hour day, your last 4 hours, you get time and a half. There's so much overtime. Even like, the regular guys who are, like I said, you're just doing manual labor at a factory, you can still manage to make 50, 60, or even $70,000 a year. Well, 70K, you have to work almost every single day. But yeah, the overtimes can really, really help you. It's not I would say it's not the worst decision in the world because I know many, many people who decide to, stay at a factory their entire lives. So yeah, if, you decide university is not going to work out for you, factory is not the worst, it's not the worst